There's a certain
I am here to serve your will, for that is my civil duty. Hello there, everybody. Hello there. Oh, I can see you. You son of a bitch, right when I'm fucking cleaning my room, right? Yes, I am Rainbow. Hello there. Oh, listen up, you got background noise of birds fucking about. Yeah. Hello, Darkseid. Fair point, could be worse, and you have nothing to listen to. Well, YouTube and Twitter exist, so I had my opinion. Oh, hello there, boys. Hello there. Oh my god. Give me a minute. I am making my gamer potion right now. Dear god. And I am fashionably late again because I am a lazy son of a bitch, because who doesn't want to get out of bed? Give me 1 minute. Oh, Jesus. Oh, you mean sitting on your ass saying you will do it in a minute? Wait, you're talking about me right now? Jesus Christ. Well, in general, I have my floor to sweep, then put the shit back on my desk, and so not a lot of to do. Ah, that's good to know. My chunk! At the start. That's good to know, Rainbow. Figured. Okay, give me a minute. Hold up. Oh, here it is. Okay, a few final things to check. Pop. And more shaking to do. And as a request on Dark, now just cleaning my keyboard to house. What? How dirty your keyboard was? Hello? How dirty was your keyboard, Rainbow? Jesus Christ. Holy shit. I have 5 cats and they shed like hell. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah. That checks out. Take a wild guess, Sherlock. No, that checks out. Okay, let me see if I have missed any videos to watch. We have HLC, Laser Peak, Merca Wizard Side Quest, Team Fortress, and TVR. I think we have everything we want, right? Oh wait, there's one more. Oh, I completely forgot about that one.
Have you ever wondered what your Wuthering Waves...
Shush! Shut up. That's for the end. What one? No, I found one more video that I wanted to watch on stream. Huh? Oh, never mind. Okay, that will do. Where is Dungeon Soup? Jesus Christ. Give me a minute. Look, if we will be able to go through the rest of 6 videos in this stream, I maybe will go to Dungeon Soup, okay? I guess that will do. By the way, doing the chest and the mob thingy groups to get them shits on Hong Kong. Nice. By the way, I finally got my Lucilla and the weapon for her. That took a while to minute. Okay, fair enough. Sorry for her, Pinocchio. Alright. Needs more shaking. More shaking. I had you with a few Viper of my Bean Apex. I know that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. That's enough chit-chatting. That's enough chit-chatting for now. Oh my god. Waterhard. Speaking of Waterhard, what the fuck? What the fuck am I looking at? Your look is just infuriating on top of Kuro deciding to add both banners to run collab. I know. What the hell am I looking at? What is that? Oh, here we are. Okay, but now we are watching HLC. Habitual Long Balls Line Crosser. Finally. It's all bad. Yeah, it's all super bad. Like, I have no idea what the fuck is Trump doing at this point. Like, it's beyond brain dead. You know those farming steering sticks could help you with mixing of your potion. Nah, I'm doing it all like all by hand. You saw my Schmidt, you like cowboy? What? What? Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I don't. Let's go to the video straight up. My ears!
Okay, Iran. So, what do you say we start talking about this deal?
Wait, is it just you on a train right now? Damn it.
Okay, first and foremost, I want all sanctions against me lifted.
Yeah, fuck you.
Okay, done. Are you done with nukes?
Hold on, we will get to that. Then I would like freeing up of all of my assets. It should be around $100 billion of things that have been sanctioned and taken and frozen by the US.
What?
Alright, you got it. So, how about the nukes?
Fuck it was that is in viewers. And
I need
Jesus.
a little bit more. How about you lift the blockade? You get other countries in the area to agree to at least a $300 billion investment.
Yeah, that's not fucking
And,
happening.
I want to be able to trade oil.
Trade oil will be possible. 300 billion. We can write it on paper, but nobody will give that amount of money to fucking Iran. I feel like Trump is playing some 5D chess right now. Yeah, I have the same feeling too, because I have no idea what the fuck he's doing. Because, like, at this point, it would make more sense to go to the end, like, to finish your job, right? At this point, because America has all the cards, basically. We have all the cards. America and Israel. We can fuck up Iran so easily. We can, if we want to destroy Iran with one snap, we can just destroy the Hark Island, the island when Iran gets all their oil, where they have all their oil refineries. We can fuck up that island, and that's it. Iran is going to the Dark Ages for like in a foreseeable future, like 50 years at least. We can do that. We are making a deal. Is Israel though? From what I understood, from what I've seen about the deal, like, I heard only commentary channels to talk about the deal. I have not read the deal myself, but from what I saw, Israel is technically not part of the deal. Israel is not mentioned in the deal. Time to make a new parking lot. Yeah, good idea, Greenbow, to be honest, good idea. So, Israel is technically not part of the deal, but Iran is like trying to make Israel part of the deal. It's definitely trying to make Lebanon part of the deal, which is fucking brain dead. If you don't count the fact that Hezbollah is a full-grown Iranian proxy that is in Lebanon for ages at this point. And that is a memorandum of understandings. That is like means we agreed to discuss about this topic, about these exact topics in the future, in the next negotiations session, which is fucking printed in my opinion. And in this memorandum, it is the way it is like structured. If you look into this memorandum, it's filled with America must, America will, and America is obligated. And Iran is just, it doesn't have an Iran obligated or Iran will or Iran this and that. Just even about the nukes that are mentioned in there, Iran said it will confirm. Iran will confirm that it is stopping the nuclear program. I'm sorry, what? Okay, you're confirming that you're stopping the nuclear program, but in your opinion, you officially have never even started the nuclear program. Okay, maybe you started, but I mean the nuclear weapon, basically, which we all know Iran did try to make a nuclear weapon. All the evidence are here. And that is just so branded, like, how are we going to make sure that Iran does not develop anything nuclear, even a reactor? We can't, because nobody talked about any mechanisms, about any organizations, and this and that. It is just stupid. It is literally a verbal agreement that was put to paper. Literally. It is how it feels like. This was just a big dick versus shrimp dick competition. Yeah, and for some reason, shrimp dick is getting away with shit, and just trying to insert position, and somehow it's succeeding, or the big dick is just not trying. So you say won't hit them, but Israel isn't on the deal. Exactly. Like, on paper, Israel is not part of the deal. Mafia 2 reference? Never mind. And technically, like, one of the points in there is that Iran and the US, important keywords, will cease all their actions in Lebanon. But technically, Iran and US never started any actions of Lebanon. Something tells me that Iran considers Israel as a proxy of America, because we all know that Hezbollah is proxy of Iran, so yeah. So USA won't hit him. Oh wait, I already read that. Why did your analogy sound so dirty, Apex? I don't know. The entire situation is sounding so dirty, it's fucking retarded. It just... Let's get on with the video.
You can probably consider it done. So about those nukes.
Whoa, wait, whoa. Why are we agreeing to any of this?
First
Yeah,
time
good
listening
question.
to politicians try and make a war deal, huh? Yeah, you
Yeah.
can usually tell it's them by the severe pounding sensation all service members feel in their asshole.
Yeah, and we agreed to share weapon trading deal between USA and Israel. More like... not really a weapon trading deal, it's more like a joint development. Which is like... we are working together to build new weapons, to like improve programs. Like quick examples that off the top of my head: the helmet mounted queuing system, I believe it's called, the super advanced helmet that is in every fighter jet, I believe, at least in every F-35, is made in Israel, like, and produced, I believe, in America. The trophy system for the American tanks, like. The thing that is protecting tanks from outside tank shells with a shotgun, of all things, also Israeli. Like, there are many things that America uses that is like was created in Israel but is produced in America also, or produced in both America and Israel. Like even Iron Dome. Israel developed the program from zero to the end, and America only financed the program near the end to get co-ownership. So yeah, like there's many more of that. Oh wow, yeah. And in that deal, also there is the aid thing, that is like US is sending $3.8 billion worth of ammunition and or weapons or equipment to Israel. Important word, worth of equipment. America does not send us the money. They say, America is saying, look, I have 3.8 billion in this year that I can spend on weapons for you. Pick up, here's a list of equipment, ammunition, weapons that you want to get this year. Israel is choosing like JDAM, JSOS, maybe this type of ammunition, this type of guns, like maybe even a helicopter or two. And America says, okay, Don, I will send the money to the companies that are making this and this and that. Okay, the American companies are getting the money, they are making the weapons and the ammunition and all of that. And then that is being sent to Israel. Not the money, the stuff. And also, the 3.8 billion that is being used, it's from what I understood, it's working like a loan. Like America, like the US government goes to a bank, draws a $3.8 billion loan, and immediately just like pays off the basic part of the loan, the 3.8 billion. But with a loan, you have always a interest, right? And Israel is obligated to always pay off the interest. So, like, Israel does not get that shit for free completely. So yeah, that's about that. But from what I also understood, that like aid deal was created to like get Israel on the level. Sadly, it did not work, and Joe Biden ruined it, because during the beginning of the war in Gaza, when Israel needed interceptors very, very quickly, and because we were running out of interceptors, and we needed more and more and more, turns out that the stockpile that we collected throughout the last 20 years was fucking spent in 4 months, just like that. And so we needed more. We ordered more from the US, and Joe Biden cock-blocked it, literally. It's just ridiculous. And because of Joe Biden cock-blocking the shipment of the needed equipment right here and right now, Israel is now investing $120 billion for the next 10 years into our military industrial complex. $12 billion a year into the military industrial complex of Israel. Into factories, into production, and all of that, because we want to produce our shit for our own military, so we won't have to rely on America. And also, this the entire shit proved that we cannot rely on America completely. Like, there will be a day that America will show its ugly side to us again. So we better make more alliances. That's why we made an alliance with Greece. That's why we made alliance with Somaliland. That's why we established the I don't remember how it's called, but it's the joint alliance between Israel, Greece, and Cyprus. Like we are all like making an funny to call it an axis of defense against countries like Turkey in case they like to get froggy. So yeah, there's that. That's one hell of a situation, you know. Oh, like, hey, we have this laser thing that can cook popcorn for 5 miles away. Can you make it more deadly? Yeah, but to be honest, America did it first, but yeah, the microwave, I know what you mean. Israel also got its own laser system, the Iron Beam, that is like fully Israeli developed and owned, as far as I know. And US doesn't get an ownership of that. We call this in Israel, by the way, Or Eitan, the Light of Ethan, which is named after the son of one of the main engineers who was killed in October 7. That's one hell of a story. For some reason, I read that in a redneck accent, because it does sound like something rednecks would make. The deadly laser for popcorn? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that's something I never heard of. Yeah, I have not heard that either. And I'm deactivating Kick because that thing is apparently fucking with my OBS. Either way, I had one hell of a long rant. Jesus Christ. Let's get back to the video.
Okay, can't believe this guy's serious. See how much more we can get.
Yeah, this is stupid.
No hostilities in Lebanon anymore from Israel, and I also...
That wasn't what... This is not what was written on the memorandum, just so you know. But this would make sense.
Respect my sovereignty and never enter my country again.
That's a fucking ass.
This is where it's got to change. We can't make promises on other people's peace. Like that's ridiculous, right, Buff?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Politicians notoriously go in dry.
Yeah, oddly bittersweet to think some engineer will name a weapon after his fallen son. I'm not sure how the name got, but I think maybe it was like a collective thing, like maybe they together decided. I'm pretty like. Okay, I lost my train of thought. Maybe the engineer wanted to at least have his son remembered or something. But it is the name that is kept only for like the in-house version of the Iron Beam. The export model will have the name Iron Beam all the time. Only in Israel it will be Or Eitan. So yeah, that's
Yeah, I
bittersweet.
suppose we can do all of that
Really, yeah.
too. But no nukes, right?
Right.
Is there anything else we want? Literally giving us whatever we want. No, Mahmoud, you cannot get a magic carpet. I'm not sure if they even have those. Fine. We will dilute our enriched uranium under the supervision of the IAEA and will never pursue a nuclear weapon.
IEAA or whatever it's called. You serious? previously you were denying their clearance, and still you managed to develop a nuclear shit even under their supervision. So fuck you.
I can't fucking believe this is happening.
Yeah, me neither.
Done. Take that, Obama. Out of the deal.
You idiot!
So this whole thing was just a colossal waste of time, money, and lives.
Yeah,
Okay, guys.
that's
I try not
ridiculous.
to get too preachy. This isn't a partisan thing. This isn't for or against a certain politician. This is... Look, if you were a service member in the Middle East, from any time from the Beirut bombing all the way up until today, Al-Shabaab, Al-Qaeda, Hamas, Houthis, Hezbollah, hell, even for a little time, ISIS and the Taliban, Iran has supported every single one of them.
I know that.
We finally had an opportunity to deal with the problem at its source.
Yes.
And yet again, somebody got weak in the fucking knees. And I'm not like berating anyone. I don't know what the deal was before. I love to hope that this is a 5D chess move that I'm just not
Me
privy
too.
to right now. But more than anything, I'm just hurt.
Yeah.
I
me
feel like
too.
everything we worked our asses off for meant nothing.
Yeah, and I am personally butthurt too at all of that, because what the hell do you mean? We were beating the shit out of Iran for months. Like, as Israel, we were just going solo on Iran, on all of Iran for months, like October 24, July 25. This entire month we were putting in a lot of work. Like, it's just ridiculous. And now we are figuring out it was all for nothing. Iran gets tons of shit in this agreement, and we are getting a fucking the whole of a donut. What? What the fuck? Fun fact, I had a convo with a friend, and for some reason the thing that I brought up was I'd love to kick Donald Trump in the nuts, cause if I get thrown in jail for it, then get asked about it. It would be a ridiculous story to tell people. Yeah, that would be a ridiculous story, and guess what? The guys who you will say this story, they will clap their hands admiring you, because that would be the right thing to do right now. At this moment, at June 19th. Because the shit that Trump is doing, it doesn't make any sense, like, in every way possible. Not strategic, not tactic, like, I get that he's trying to bite time to, like, get done with the Mondial, the World Cup of soccer, with the midterm elections. I get that he's trying to get through all of that. But showing weakness right now, it's the last thing you want to do, believe me when I say that. Like, Iran will get even more fucking ridiculous after that. Well, probably, because I just really would love to get Iran and start to then use a steel toe boot for it. Me too, believe me, me too, like, count me in.
And I feel like the service members over there who are toeing the line right now just got slapped in the face. And it's painful. Again, I would love to be wrong. I want to eat these words.
Me too.
But it's kind of shitty.
Super
Hey,
shitty.
Uncle Sam, I'm cautiously optimistic. Notoriously, that part of the world can't follow any fucking
yeah,
treaty,
that's true.
any agreement, any memorandum of understanding, so they're
Yeah.
gonna break that shit. Just like before, they promised not to pursue a nuclear weapon. What did they do? Pursued a fucking nuclear weapon. They'll break the treaty.
Yeah, also, hello there, Amit. Also, for all those people who are saying that Israel was warning everybody for like 20, 30 years that Iran is pursuing a nuclear weapon, Pakistan was developing a nuclear weapon for like 25 years. When nobody fucking saw. Hell, they even got a little bit of help with the French and the Canadian. Like, it was a shadow help, but still. And when they got... and that was mainly because the Europeans were not fucking... were not fucking ensuring security and, like, border control, or whatever the fuck it's called nowadays. They were not following that. Pakistan was developing it for 25 years. And after they... and India too. And once they shot off their nuclear bombs, both those countries. Everybody sanctioned the hell out of Pakistan and India. And they made security when it comes to like nuclear material 10 fucking times more tight. So believe me, Iran started to like pursue their nuclear weapons since the 80s, just so you know. Like the intent even before the Iranian Revolution, the Islamic Revolution, they already planned to get a nuclear weapon. Like just that's a fact. So yeah, it can take them a while under the new sanctions and the new protocols to sneaky get a nuclear weapon. It can take them even more time. Now, but they can do it. And they have been doing that for decades. Yeah, security more that than British people refusing to use seasoning. See? Yeah. Oh god. So yeah, short of it, Iran has been trying to get nuclear weapon for decades at this point. The only reason they didn't get it, it's because we were putting fucking sticks in their wheels for decades, like Israel did in 2014 or 2017, I believe, when we hacked an Iranian base and got a lot of information out of there. So yeah, fucking don't trust Iran, never.
We'll fuck them up, but I have a better plan. Instead of playing this dog and pony show for a little while, how about we just start glassing motherfuckers until they decide to capitulate?
Yeah, good idea.
I second.
The Linebacker 2 tactic fucking worked for a while. Lord Beans and Falafel is always welcome to get this smoke. I don't care if Brits be complaining, I'm there if they try. Yeah.
Buff's idea. Let's just do it that way. That's what I'm built for. I'm not built for this negotiation shit.
Yeah.
You know, every day I'm
Yeah, like objectively, America is great at war, but it's terrible at negotiation. Like, I'm pretty sure at the end of World War II, America wasn't even at the negotiation table or wasn't playing that big of a role. Like, I'm pretty sure the British and the French of that time were at the table, and let's be honest, they were way more competent at negotiations than the Americans. It's just the truth.
realizing that General Schwarzkopf was right. If the military just handled shit so fast that politicians couldn't fuck it up, the world would probably be a more peaceful place.
So true! So fucking true! I was surfing in the Arrow system when Soleimani was killed. Damn. It was supposed to be the start of the war then, but then COVID happened. Damn! Jesus. That's dopamine, but yeah, like, if we could get shit done quickly, none of that would have happened.
Hey, America, I happen to see one of your precious...
Shut up, Slav Special Ed. I'm reading chat again. Canada is the yes in that argument, because I ain't sure how good they are at negotiations, but the Geneva checklist can prove that they are fucking great at warfare law. Oh, so true, so true.
Hey, America, I happen to see one of your precious B-52 buff, which stands for Big Ugly Fucking Fucker or something.
Big ugly fat fucker. Or nowadays fella. Fucking check your translator and your books, you Slavic special looking fuck.
Happen to crash, kill all 8 inside. But I'm
Oh.
not evil like you. I do not applaud the death of individuals who had nothing to do with the combat in my country.
I'm pretty sure America wasn't celebrating their deaths. Like, I'm pretty sure they were mourning. Except for parts that are on either coast. I'm looking at you, California and New York. I'm pretty sure they were celebrating that. Fucking assholes.
Yeah, so, you lost a strategic bomber in the exact same day. I just
Oh.
want you to know that. Yours was from sheer incompetence. Mine, well, on the other hand, it's, balls were too heavy. Your mom's got to put out a little bit more often. Okay? Couldn't get the amount of lift I need to get the sack off the runway.
Jesus, man.
Buff, how you holding up, buddy? Did you know him?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Lore moment, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
So basically, We all share an airframe and we all kind of share a consciousness. When one goes down or one gets injured, we all feel it.
Oh,
Everyone's a little bit different, but when an F-35 goes down, the nerd feels it. When an F-22 goes down,
which
I
doesn't
got another
happen.
tally mark in me. That's how many enemies I gotta take out before I let them take me.
Damn.
Wait, you guys feel it? When another one of your airframes go down, it's gotta be miserable. That would drive a human insane.
Yeah, I guess. But considering how many A-frames are right now alive, like, how many buffs are today in service? Like, under 100, right? But the sack was too full for him to fly, but my condolences for your lost brother, buff, yeah. Like, but now that I think about it, there used to be back in the day, like, 700 buffs at the same time, and the only reason they all went to the Boneyard, they were killed off, is because of the, like, strategic nuclear agreements with Soviet special ed. So, yeah.
why the hell do you think I'm so jaded? I feel it every time. Linebacker too, I felt him. And every time in Vietnam, I felt him. In harm's way, I felt it.
Damn.
I feel all of that shit. And I'm jaded for it. But I tell you, after a while, you just realize that peace is a lot better than war. But if we're gonna
Really?
make war, I'm gonna make it a lot better than you.
Good enough. So if there is a smaller number, does that mean they feel it better or not? I think they've, like, maybe they do feel it like they share a conscience, right? So that would mean they would share a lot of thoughts. So the less airframes there is, like the less thoughts in one moment they can think. So like having less of them will be easier on them, but like the potency, like the idea of how potent they are feeling, all of that. That's a good question. I don't know. Just says how strong the buffs are, even if less than 100 are still son of service. Yeah, I'd say yes, but I'm sure me neither.
I see you had your Freedom 250, which congratulations on your 250th birthday, but
Did it
Come
come
on.
yet?
a UFC fight? People,
Yeah, why not? UFC is one of the most American things out there. Like, why not? Showing a bit of culture, American culture, in the White House. Like, in front of the White House. And heck, there was even a prevented assassination attempt on Donnie. Like, it had the entire fucking party.
service members saluting UFC fighters.
Yeah.
They weren't saluting the fighters, beans on toast. Those fighters were being escorted by members of the service who had congressional medals of honor. That's who the
Damn.
fuck they were saluting. How about you take a nice tall glass and shut the fuck up before you decide to run your mouth about shit you don't understand?
Jesus. Based at 15, and to them, that was based as fuck. Better than another show there. Yes, full agree.
Fine. I do think it was rather fitting that Nitro Circus was there, considering your
Who the
entire
fuck?
political system right now is a bloody circus. By that logic, your entire country is one giant sword fight. The stabbings are not as common as people believe.
That's because they are way more common. Believe me, like that. Believe me, just believe me at that. They're way more common. Like, hello,
Yeah, it's not that uncommon either. And what the fuck you got a Oh,
good combat kit.
I
Yeah,
know why he's got a problem with the Freedom 250th. It was fighting, military flyovers, dirt bikes doing backflips, basically all the fun shit that Beans on Toast can't stand.
yeah.
Oh, what, did you
And all the good shit that is forbidden in Britain, apparently.
think somebody there might have had a gun? Oh my god, better break out your whooping stick and get stabbed by some fucking Middle Eastern guy.
Damn, I might say it would be a bit extreme if it was a shooting competition with the White House in such a dense area near it. Yeah, if it was a shooting competition, it would be too far for that. Go to a range area where you can shoot all the guns you want, or a military polygon. Who knows? But a UFC fight in the White House? Why the fuck not? Like in front of the White House. UFC, WWA, or whatever it's called, like, Yeah, like smacking each other in the face with fucking fists and legs. Why not? Like it will be fucking entertaining.
Trying to keep the jokes flowing, folks, but I'll be honest with you, nothing in the news right now is good news. So,
Yeah.
we might as well
Yeah.
just continue on.
I can feel it.
I saw the independent report about the rhymes with grape gangs
Oh,
in the United Kingdom.
Jesus.
And, yeah, it made me feel some things so heavily that I had to stop reading it.
Jesus, look, I did not read that list. Yet. Like, I only heard the number 250,000, and the fuck. Can say I'd be surprised if Beans on Falafel will turn into Beans in hijab, because if all the people they try to pander to there, yeah, fully agree with you.
Yeah, I read through it in its entirety. And then I decided to lubricate my feed mechanism and the mulching mechanism using pig fat.
Damn, cheapy. Wow. What rhymes with grape gank you're still talking about? Rape. Literally, like, there was a rape report in Beans on Toast. 250,000 rape victims. Like either in this year or in the last few years. No, you idiot. What else? I know what that means. Just what is? Yes. Oh, yes. Fucking disgusting. I don't want to read that list as well. It will make a preacher man go John Wick. Damn. Speaking of preachers, you just reminded me. After this video, we are going to the fact electrician. Fat electrician, not fact electrician. The way that will be the same thing nowadays. The fuck is being done about that shit? Nah. Fiend. Fucking nothing. Grape gun inquiry. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Amit.
I'm sure that those two things are not correlated at all.
Yeah.
Now, I do have some caveats to this story. I will say that there
Wood
is
chipper,
some
yeah.
data missing in that report. It
What?
seems a little targeted, and I'm taking this as not objectified, what's the word I'm looking for? As
Targeted?
unbiased.
And wood chippers to be manufactured in a massive people get their hands on, and yeah. And what did I might see? The name of that report, Rape Gang Inquiry. That's what the report is apparently called. Nothing, just a video that were recorded, seen by more. Jesus.
As I possibly can. It does seem a little one-way targeted. However, it is kind of impossible to ignore the 250,000 plus claim since 1955 over there.
Oh,
Now, these are
Jesus.
majority young women and girls who are in really broken homes and not really under supervision. Like, they're not just scooped up off the street in that way. They are groomed for a period of time and then repeatedly essayed and fed alcohol, drugs,
Jesus.
cigarettes. It's
Disgusting.
don't read it while eating. Like, there's really
Jesus,
it made
no.
me feel a lot of things, and all
Beans and Grape has a track record, I see. Apparently, yeah.
of which I basically can't say here.
You import the third world. You become the third world.
You know,
Yeah.
Poland, you and I are not that different.
Oh, shut
I
up,
have
you
a very
retard.
similar policy here that Russia belongs to ethnic Russians. And if you come here, you must assimilate. It's something America used to be very fond of.
We are nothing alike. I try to mind my own fucking business and not expand. And I have to spend all this money on new equipment and weapons just because of you. So are you saying we are alike? Should I invade my neighbor and get my ass kicked for 4 years?
Jesus.
I am not losing.
Yeah, you're not losing. You definitely did not, got your ass kicked in Moscow. No, you did not. Agreed, European Texas. Oh my god. Beans on Scrapes is fucking retarded. Yeah.
Not getting my ass kicked. I am simply trying to negotiate exactly what we need to happen in Ukraine.
Whew.
Did you guys see the top of that tank at the refinery blow up? Oh man, that's got to be 150, 200 feet in the air.
Jeez.
Anyways, good luck.
Hey,
you forgot about me. But that's all right.
Bone?
I got to do a flyover at the 250th.
Oh, right.
It was about keeping my word. Sending a message.
Make sure you want poop on the way. Fatfinger did this shit out of the message. Yeah, you did.
I like that one.
Of course you do.
Of course you do.
What? You don't?
He's criminally insane.
Wow. I guess that was a really fancy way of saying you're a baby back bitch and never want to have any fun.
That's true. That's true. Like, one was a girl threatened a guy with a knife. He picked up a metal bat and hit her in the head. They used it as a replacement toy. Ugh! Jesus fucking Christ, that's disgusting. That's disgusting as fuck. What the hell, man? Yeah, it's... This week was nothing but a piece of shit the entire time, I swear to God. Just terrible. Christ, glad I didn't eat something when I read that. Yeah, I fully agree with you. And speaking of preachers, the Fat Electrician today or yesterday released a video about a preacher. I want to watch it right now. A 1.5 hour long video. Jesus Christ, we will be here for a long time. Yeah, it's not great. And I'm not sure we will be able to go through the rest of the videos here now that this video is here. I'll be honest with you, Chief. Creepy preacher or no normal helpful one? Apparently a badass preacher. So, the fighting preacher, Logan Van Westen, by the Fat Electrician. Let's just read this one. Green Beret, Marius Marauder, I&R Platoon, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War. So the latter few. Yeah, one hell of a few. It's a long one and I had to rewatch it twice. Damn, that was that good, I believe. And look at this man right here. I believe this is the guy we are looking into right now. And from what I heard, I watched the kinda consensual episode, the last one, where Nick mentioned this guy. And my god, just the shit that he was talking about in the podcast, exclusive on Paperbox, by the way. This was insane. The guy is beyond metal, apparently. Good change of pace from the usual preacher shit you hear. Yeah. Let's hear the story of the most gangster preacher in history, apparently. Let's go.
The fact that this guy doesn't even have a Wikipedia page about him is absolutely criminal. Today we're talking about Logan Weston, aka the Fighting Preacher, which is one of the greatest military nicknames of all time. And
yeah.
Boy oh boy did he earn it, because wait till you hear this guy's rap sheet. Years in...
Yeah, the number of medals he had on his dress uniform was, you couldn't see some rainbow colors. Jesus. Oh yeah, I think I can see that here right now. Look at the amount of medals he has here. Like, this is the shit you will see on North Korean generals. Just hello.
Service, 27. Wars fought in, 3.
Good lord, yeah.
Founding member of Merrill's Marauders, or as we know it today, the 75th Ranger Regiment. Credited with knocking out multiple enemy tanks by himself.
Excuse me, get that back again.
Wars fought in, 3. Founding member of Merrill's Marauders, or as we know it today, the 75th Ranger Regiment.
He was one of the first Rangers? Jesus Christ, that's not all of them. What? That's not all of the medals in that photo? That's not all of them?
Service,
Jesus Christ. He's one of the creators? Yeah, I know, right? It's wild.
7.
Already.
Wars fought in, 3. Founding member of Merrill's Marauders, or as we know it today, the 75th Ranger Regiment. Credited with
Jesus.
knocking out multiple enemy tanks by himself at the same time. Helped lead the last bayonet charge in U.S. military history. Became a Green Beret in his 40s so that he could advise on how to combat communism in Vietnam.
Of course.
And this is normally the part of the video where I would list off all of his awards and citations, but seeing as he has over 200 of them, we're just gonna hit Distinguished Service Cross.
I beg your finest fucking pardons. 200 medals. He will show a wall hanger full of them. Jesus Christ. 200 medals.
5 silver stars, 7 bronze stars with V device, and 6 purple hearts. And we're gonna get to how he got all that right after a word from our sponsor.
What?
Delete me.
What?
I wish one of the stories is him fist fighting those preachers you hear about. Who knows? Who knows?
Where's my new gun?
Maybe we will get here. Get
this
there,
is my
sorry.
commercial, so my tax write-off.
That's not what we agreed to.
I don't care
What?
what you said. All right, boys, let's go.
What?
You know, taxes on a gun's more expensive, right? This video is brought to you by Delete Me. Super simple, straightforward business model. You give them money every month. They turn around and make sure the data is certain.
Okay, let's skip the ad. Let's.
Yes, you relate what based it. Our story below. Let's get back to the video.
Okay, let's get to the story because I want to hear it.
Our story begins on January 5th, 1914, when Logan Weston is born. He is the oldest of 5 kids, and like pretty much everybody else from this era, his childhood kind of sucked. Family's
Makes
dirt
sense.
poor, like log cabin in the woods with no plumbing or power, dirt
Oh,
poor.
Jesus.
He bounced around a lot between Michigan and Pennsylvania, and he only got an 8th grade education before going and getting manual labor jobs to support himself and his family. During the Great
Damn.
Depression, Logan's hunting buddy, basically his best friend who has a wife and kids, isn't able to find work, and he's not able to support his family, so Logan, wanting to help him out, goes to the superintendent at this coal mine and is like, hey, can we hire this guy? And he's like, no, we're struggling to keep you guys employed right now. So Logan basically quits his job and gives it to his friend so that he can support his wife and kids. Takes him a
Damn.
while, but eventually he finds a job as a lumberjack, and shortly after that, the coal mine that he used to work in collapses and a bunch of people die. A lot of his friends, thankfully not his best friend that was his hunting buddy.
Thank
Because of
God.
that, the mine ends up getting shut down and his friend is now out of a job again. So Logan does the same thing. He goes to his lumberjack boss and is like, hey, I'll quit. Give this guy my job. He
Jesus. Sadly, I don't think so bad history will make you ask what the fuck did I do with my life? Damn.
does the same thing. He goes to his lumberjack boss and is like, hey, I'll quit. Give this guy my job. He then goes, finds a job as an appliance repair guy. And then a couple months after that, there's a logging accident and a bunch of more of his friends die
Oh,
from the
come
same
on.
crew that he was working with. This
Come on, hello. Is that terrible luck shit or something?
really starts to eat at him. He feels like death is following him everywhere he goes. A bunch of his friends have died. He's super depressed about it. And one day he gets home from work at his appliance repair job and decides that he's going to get a gun out of his dresser and put it to his head. He slowly squeezes the trigger as the hammer's pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. And then he says that he hears a voice saying, wait, and he goes to let off the trigger. But before his brain can send that signal, the hammer drops and the gun should have fired, but it doesn't. Not believing what just happened, he thanks God
Jesus Christ, that was scary for a start. Or he was the only thing saving them all. Damn.
for a second chance, walks outside of his house, and then shoots a tree with the exact same gun, and the gun goes off perfectly fine. And
Jesus.
Logan
Wait, had the same storm. What did I miss? The guy tried to shoot himself, but a fucking miracle. I will revert that back.
and decides that he's going to get a gun about it, and one day following him everywhere he goes. A bunch of his friends have died. He's super depressed about it, and one day he gets home from work at his appliance repair
Listen to
job
that.
and decides that he's going to get a gun out of his dresser and put it to his head. He slowly squeezes the trigger as the hammer's pulling back, pulling back, pulling
I already do that, not something new, lol.
back.
Yeah.
And then he says that he hears a voice saying, wait, and he goes to let off the trigger, but before his brain can send that signal, the hammer drops and the gun should have fired, but it doesn't.
Jesus.
Not believing what just happened, he thanks God for a second chance, walks outside of his house, and then shoots a tree with the exact same gun, and the gun goes off perfectly fine. And Logan interprets this as God having other plans for him, and it just
Dear God, that's lucky. Yes, super lucky. Believe me.
completely shifts his perspective. Previously, he was thinking that death was following him everywhere he goes, and now he feels like he was being protected. God saved him from that mining incident just in time. He saved him from the logging incident, and now he just saved him from himself. Because of this, Logan decides that he's going to give his life to God. At the age of 25 years old, he decides that he's going to go off to Bible college to become a pastor. And that's what he does.
Okay.
He is just reading his Bible and studying in college constantly, and then his junior year of college, the draft starts for World War II in 1940. And
Oh,
at this point, at
Jesus.
least, there's no exceptions for going to Bible college as getting you out of the draft, so he has to go, so he does the only thing he can do. He goes, he proposes to his girlfriend, gets engaged, and then
Damn.
sets off for the Army. Winds up at Camp
That's
Shelby,
nice.
Mississippi for basic training, and when he first gets there, like just stepped off the bus to the base, they're in a big open field. There's a guy yelling that basically talking to hundreds of these kids that don't know what's going on, and he's like, okay, look, if you want to be infantry, go over there. You want to be artillery, go over there. You want to be a medic, go over there. You want to be this, go over there. Yada, yada, yada. And he's looking around. He doesn't know what any of these words mean. He doesn't know what infantry
Oh.
is. He doesn't know what artillery is. This is 1940. There's no TV show. You can't Google this beforehand. You're not getting to pick a job. So he's like, I don't know what to pick. So for some reason, he picks infantry, thinking that sounds easy. Infants don't do a lot. I could probably do whatever the infantry
Oh,
does.
Jesus.
There may be a situation here in which a serious mistake was made.
Wait, what? That woman is a hoe? Wait, what? Okay, I guess we will get to the reason why later. Why is she a hoe? You will see later on, okay. Not as impressive as Rabies Akiva, but still impressive. What? What the hell is Rabies Akiva? Whatever.
From here, he goes to basic training, then he goes to infantry school, then he's just stationed at Camp Shelby, and the entire time he's also functioning as like a pseudo chaplain. Again, gotta remember, he's like 27 years old at this point. A lot of the other people coming up are young 18-year-old kids. There's a huge deficit or like lack of religious services available because of how quickly the U.S. military is growing. So he's leading prayer groups, he's, you know, consulting and talking to guys that are having personal problems, much like a
Okay.
chaplain does. And then December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor gets attacked, and then within a matter of hours, he is ordered to move out, and he is somewhere along the Mississippi River at a choke point, basically pulling security on the Mississippi River in case the Japanese invade. You gotta remember, this is Pearl Harbor. It's complete chaos. Nobody knows what's gonna happen. There could be a land invasion at any minute. People have no idea. So he
Jesus.
was just
Rabbi Akiva. Ah. Okay. I think I got it, Amit, but let's continue.
mobilized somewhere that the Japanese might show up on the Mississippi River. And again, I presume because of the chaos in the days following Pearl Harbor, nobody knows what's going on, everybody's scrambling, he winds up camping along the Mississippi River with all of his guys for like a month. Like, he was mobilized within hours of Pearl Harbor being attacked, and then just
Jesus.
stood out there and made sure the Japanese didn't show up at a river for a month straight. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying.
Damn it, I'm just typing again. He started studying the alphabet on the age of 40. Jesus, how are you reading Bird Brain? The person who is on YouTube, and apparently YouTube does not want to show up in the live chat widget. Fucking hell.
The Japanese didn't show up at a river for a month straight. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you, I'm pretty sure they forgot they sent him there, okay? Anyways, regardless, by the second week of January, he finally gets orders to head back to Camp Shelby, so he packs up all of his stuff, heads back to Camp Shelby, and when he gets there, he is immediately promoted to sergeant. And again, this is obviously
Nice.
because of Pearl Harbor. We're going to war, we're gonna need millions of new troops, millions of new draftees, millions of new volunteers. Pretty much anybody with any military experience at that moment was gonna get put in a leadership position, so they were promoting everybody. He then gets pulled into his CO's office, and CO tells him that he thinks that Logan would be a good fit for officer candidate school. Logan says he's interested. He goes off, he goes through like a board, like an interview type process, and when he gets kicked back, he gets rejected. Now, I don't know what happened in this interview, but apparently the promotion board's official reason for not promoting him was his religious convictions were too staunch, and they recommended him for a psychological evaluation. The commanding
Jesus.
officer that had recommended him for officer candidate school finds out about this. He's pretty pissed off, feels bad for Logan, brings him back into his office. He apologizes, and then immediately promotes him to staff sergeant. A couple days after that, he gets
That's nice to hear.
orders, grab your shit, get on the train. He gets on the train. Next thing he knows, he's in San Francisco. Then they tell him, get on the boat. He gets on the boat. Next thing he knows, he's in some tropical paradise called Fiji. And he's training with the local islanders in jungle combat, these Fijian scouts. Apparently, they're all 6 foot tall. They're all 200 plus pounds, which in 1941 was a massive dude. And apparently they are ungodly good at jungle warfare. He said that they would do mock war games and the Fijian scouts would just wait till night, so the Americans would have double, triple the normal amount of security, and somehow the Fijian scouts would still sneak into their camp and take markers and just put lines across people's necks while they were sleeping, simulating, I would have just killed you with a knife in your sleep.
Jesus. One American 20 war games.
a dick on my face, don't I?
And this is initially who's teaching him and all the rest of his guys how to operate in a jungle environment. And then when he's not training, he's still doing his pseudo chaplain thing. He's leading little prayer groups, religious services. He's counseling guys that are having trouble with stuff back home or just trouble in general. And that's what he does. And this goes on for months. And then one day they tell him, all right, get on the boats. From here, his ship kind of goes around the Pacific on these search and destroy missions. Basically, Navy intelligence is triangulating where Japanese radio signals are coming from on these little tiny itty bitty islands out in the ocean where the Japanese have left small contingencies of men that are basically just trying to track American ship and airplane movements and radioing it back to their intelligence.
Stop abusing your mic, Birdbrain. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So they're triangulating where these guys are. They go in and destroy their outpost. Logan winds up going out on a couple of these missions, but all the outposts that he finds have already been abandoned, so they just destroy the equipment and head back to the ship. While that's going on, they celebrate Christmas of 1942 on the ship. They don't get any special food because the supply ship was sunk by an enemy submarine.
Oh, come on, man.
This is the worst.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, his convoy gets attacked by an enemy submarine, and he's on the deck watching the entire thing as the American Navy sinks this Japanese submarine, and this is like his defining, oh shit, this is for real moment. In his words, and I quote, "For the first time I realized that I was on my way to kill or be killed." Shortly after this, they are informed that they're going to be partaking in the first major Allied offensive against the Japanese by making an amphibious landing on an island known as Guadalcanal. Logan is then individually notified / congratulated because he is receiving a battlefield commission and he is now going to become a lieutenant. He's an officer now. He is then immediately informed that the platoon that he's taking charge of is going to be the first ones to land at Guadalcanal. Okay, just so we're all on the same page, from his perspective, you have to appreciate this. He's basically just been told he's going to lead the first 30 men into combat on offense against the Japanese, and he got promoted to do it. So in the back of his head, he's got to be thinking like, okay, either A, they think I'm awesome. Probably not very likely considering I have no combat experience.
Yeah.
B, I just got promoted to be a sacrificial lamb. But if he celebrated Christmas on a ship in 1942, he couldn't have. Shut up. I know what you're going to say. Just shut up. You're going to ruin the story. I'm going to address it. All right?
What?
Buh.
The hell? Guadalcanal? Wait, what are we talking about?
All right, they make it to Guadalcanal. They board the amphibious landing ships. Logan and his platoon are the first ones in the first ship. They're making their way towards the island. They're getting closer and closer and closer. And then the door on the Higgins boat drops. And like, this is it. This is...
Keyboard warriors are annoying, lol. Yeah, they are. Let him explain it. Okay. Cool. Хорошо. Хорошо. Пока. Okay, that was my dad. Okay, I guess he will explain it later.
And closer, and then the door on the Higgins boat drops. And like, this is it. This is the moment. Adrenaline's high. This is the moment he's supposed to run out of that Higgins boat onto the beach, engage the enemy in combat, and get revenge for Pearl Harbor. And that's exactly what he goes to do. He's the first one off that Higgins boat. As he runs, jumps off that door into the water, immediately sinks up to his neck in the ocean.
Oh, come on, man. Papa Bird making an appearance. Nice. Yeah, very nice.
Wind immediately taken out of his sails, cool guy moment, gone forever, and it is now turned into an oh shit moment as he desperately tries to run through the ocean to get to this beach as fast as he can. Which obviously isn't very fast, but luckily they're not taking enemy gunfire or artillery or anything, so they all make it to the beach. He establishes a beachhead, gets all of his men accounted for, and then they kind of wait for some more people to make the landing on the beach, and then they push further inland. At this point, Logan and probably everybody else is thinking in their head like, okay, well, this was supposed to be a major battle. We're the first Americans to land to engage the enemy. Where are these guys? We know they're here. We're about to walk face first into an ambush. That's what's about to happen. Anxiety is very high. But hey, somebody's got to do it. So they go. They push further inland, waiting for this ambush to come. And after a couple 100 yards, they find the enemy. Or what's left of the enemy.
Ha! The fuck?
There's dead guys and chunks of dead bad guys everywhere that's been left rotting out in the sun. There's supplies scattered all over the place. Anything that even slightly resembled a structure has been completely destroyed. Somebody has already been here and just laid waste to this entire thing. So they kind of just take up a holding position and wait for orders, and then, you know, word comes down, they get everything figured out. Apparently the Marines have beat the army here by like 2 months.
Of course.
We're gaining on them. I'm wasted on cross country. With wars are natural.
Of course, the Marines were
Sidebar,
here.
I love this part of the story because all I can think about is the TV show The Pacific when the army shows up after the
Not really the first to come into the island, yeah. We're supposed to, but the Marines turn out to be faster, which is... checks out.
Marines
Checks
have already
out.
been there, and the Marines show up and raid all the army supplies because they're starving. Also worth mentioning,
Jesus.
his army unit was not the first army unit to make it to the island either, okay? The Marine Corps made it there on August 7th, 1942. The Army got there in October of 1942. He
Jesus.
celebrated Christmas on his ship in 1942, then went out on some more search and destroy missions on different islands. His unit doesn't even get there till like April of 1943. The Guadalcanal campaign is declared a victory in February.
Missed it by that much.
Can't I know what you're thinking? Why? Why would you tell the story that
What?
way if you knew this all along? Okay? Couple of reasons. Reason number one, it pisses off the keyboard warriors, and I love doing that. It's like my second favorite pastime after shitting on communism. And two, you have to
Good.
realize this is a story from the first person perspective, which is an incredible way to learn history. Could I have just used the internet and the hindsight being 2020 thing to be like, yeah, he showed up to Guadalcanal 7 months after the Marines got there, and the battle was pretty much over by the time he got there, and then moved on with the story? Yeah, I could have, but then you don't get a proper grasp on how incredibly confusing and misinformed a singular person on the battlefield can be in regards to
Yeah.
the information that they have at the time. And you would never be able to understand that while the battle was already over by the time he got there, he didn't know that at the time. So when that door on the Higgins boat dropped, he was fully expecting to get lit up by enemy machine gun fire. Once he fell in the ocean and was wading through neck deep water, he was expecting to get shot in the head by an enemy sniper at any moment. So while in reality, hindsight being 2020, he was never actually in any danger other than maybe drowning in the ocean, he still performed an incredible act of bravery. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Guadalcanal, the battle, like I said, ended in February. The main battle is wrapped up for the most part. The only thing left is there's small squads and individual guys or groups of 2 and 3 that are out in the jungles conducting guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, that's why I said let him explain.
So he
That's
does
good.
go out on multiple patrols trying to find these guys, and on one occasion, he does. He takes his men out, they're patrolling through this really dense jungle. They're in a single file line on this narrow path through the jungle. He rounds a bend and literally bumps into 3 Japanese soldiers, and immediately,
Jesus.
before he even knows what happens, shoots all 3 of them. After
Damn.
inspecting their bodies inside of the helmets of one of the dead Japanese soldiers, he finds a family picture of him, his wife, and his child, and
Oh.
it eats him alive. He prays about
Explain about, I don't think I know context. Nick literally just explained like the thing with Guadalcanal that the Marines showed up earlier and Logan's squad showed up super late, but they thought that they showed up first. Like, so yeah.
it a ton. He didn't want to kill anybody. He knows that, but ultimately he just comes to accept what he already knew the moment he saw that submarine go down. It was kill or be killed. Once they get back from patrol, he winds up telling his commander everything that happens. He's expecting like a good
Rainbow, are you vacuuming? Yeah, that's a good question.
job, and attaboy, you took out 3 of the enemy. I sent you out into the jungle to find him. You found him. You did your job. Good job. That's not what he gets. He gets a tremendous ass chewing from his commanding officer
What?
because there's no reason that an officer should have been out in front. He should have had, you know, his lower enlisted men leading the way, and his life should have never even been at risk. He should have let somebody else do that for him. And Logan
Oh, wow, what a brilliant fucking chew out. No lol, just earbud sometimes giving me that low battery notification, damn.
pushes back against the commanding officer. He's like, I'm sorry, I thought I was commissioned to lead my troops, not drive them. And this pretty much solidifies his leadership style of he
Damn.
basically made a vow to himself that he's never going to ask one of the men under his command to do something that he wasn't willing to do himself. From here, the next 2.5 to 3 months that he spends on Guadalcanal, he's still going out on patrols. He does get involved in some more skirmishes, but they don't need everybody patrolling the jungle, so they end up doing a ton more jungle warfare training. And when he's not doing that, in his free time, he pretty much gives all of his time
Based shit Logan, yeah, very based.
to being a pseudo chaplain to all the men, because obviously not a lot of religious leaders on Guadalcanal at the time. And unfortunately, this is that point in the war where a lot of soldiers start getting Dear John letters from back home where their wives or
What?
fiancés or girlfriends are leaving them for somebody else. And he's doing everything he can to help those guys through it. And this is where he really starts to
Jesus.
pick up his nickname, the Fighting Preacher, or Preacher for short. Then after about 3 months, they get the orders, get on the boats, we're gonna go invade
Oh, that's why she's a hoe. No, she didn't yet. This is the wives of the other people, or girlfriends or whatever. but not his yet.
Another island,
yet.
and this time, it's for real.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Surrounded.
All right, July 3rd, 1943, they board the ship. Once they get on the ship, they start telling everybody the plan. We're going over to a nearby island called New Georgia. There's an airstrip on the island. We got to take the airstrip.
Okay.
The obvious spot of attack is going to be the south side of the island. So, under the cover of night, we're going to sail right past the south side of the island, and we're going to land on the north side of the island to catch the enemy by surprise. Once we get there, we'll open up with a naval bombardment to soften up the landings. You'll board the Higgins boats, and then you'll go take the island. That's the plan. Fast forward 3 o'clock in the morning, July 4th, 1943, they're here. It's time to go. We're going to make the landings. The Allied forces open up with this gigantic naval bombardment, and it has the opposite of the desired effect. It does not silence the enemy. It's more like stirring up a hornet's nest. Within a matter of minutes, enemy airplanes are in the air. They're dropping flares over the ships, so now it's basically broad daylight, even though it's 3 o'clock in the morning. And Preacher and the rest of the guys can now see that the Japanese are shooting artillery back at them as well. Then the destroyer that they're on starts zigzagging because there's enemy submarines in the area, and within a matter of a couple of minutes, the entire ship gets rocked, presumably by an enemy torpedo, and within minutes, they're calling to abandon ship. Okay, now we got a big problem because the Higgins boats
Someone rang the dinner bell, yeah.
aren't here yet. Okay, now typically the Higgins boats are stored inside of another ship or on top of another ship, and then they're craned off, lowered into the water, and somebody drives the Higgins boat up next to the destroyer or the troop transport. They drop that cargo netting down the side, and the guys climb down the cargo netting and get in the Higgins boats. We don't have time for all that shit. They didn't give us a timeline. They said, get off the ship. So Logan and pretty much everybody else just start jumping overboard with their full kit. Backpack, gun, ammunition, everything they need to take on a mission. They're just jumping into the ocean at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Jesus.
Luckily, the Higgins boats were already on their way, so they wind up meeting up with a Higgins boat in the ocean, and the guys in the Higgins boat pull him up top. Logan gets himself and all of his platoon into a Higgins boat, and
So you're telling me that the Grants, with all the ship they were strapped with, just jumped from the ship into the water? And then they fucking boarded the Higgins boat. Jesus. Yeah, boy.
last he knew, the order was to take New Georgia, so that's where they head. They make it to the beach. It is enemy machine gun fire everywhere. There's enemy planes
Well, shit.
overhead trying to drop bombs on them, and it's like this coral ground that they can't even dig into. So all the guys are just finding any tiny little depression they can and trying to hide in it. As this battle rages on, Logan gets all of his platoon accounted for. Everybody made it to the beach, which is great. Then he moves on to, assembling the bigger picture of the battlefield. He's the officer. He has to know what's going on to tell his
Okay.
men what to do. And he starts looking for the other officers. He can't find any. And he starts to realize that 2/3 of his battalion made it to the beach and another third didn't. And in that third that didn't is apparently most of the other officers. And he is now in
Yeah, that's why they were trained to treat water. That's nice.
didn't, and in that third that didn't is apparently most of the other officers, and he is now in charge of the rest of this battalion, even though he's only a
Dope,
second
yeah.
lieutenant. Daylight comes, they fight tooth and nail all day long, agonizingly slow, and by evening on that first day, they've managed to get about 300 yards deep on the beach and about a mile wide. That's their beachhead. That's all they've
Jesus.
got. By this point, other high-ranking officers have made it onto the beach, and they make the call that they're not going to keep pushing into the jungle as the sun's going down, because it just seems like a bad idea to follow the enemy into the jungle in the dark. So they
Yeah.
decide to set up security for the night, and they're going to handle the rest in the morning. Morning comes around, Logan gets the order that he's supposed to reestablish contact with the enemy, aka go fucking get them. From here, they basically use this beachhead as a base and conduct patrols into the jungle looking for the enemy. Logan doesn't go into great detail of like play-by-play of what happens every single patrol, but he does say during this period of time, all of his men picked up the habit of shooting and or bayoneting every dead Japanese guy they saw, because they figured out pretty quick that the Japanese like to pretend to be dead and then try to shoot you in the back after you walk by. He
Makes
also
sense.
said during this period of time, he and his men became experts in clearing out Japanese machine gun nests. As soon as that Japanese machine gun would open fire, everybody would hit the deck. They'd return so much
Rule of double tap, smarty. Yeah, very smart.
suppressing fire that the Japanese couldn't look up to man the gun, and while they were keeping their heads down, somebody would run up there with grenades and clear them out. This goes on every day for about 2 weeks straight, and then his platoon gets relieved by a Marine unit, and they get sent back to the beach to get some R&R and then wait for new orders. After a couple of days of hanging out on the beach, new orders come down, and here's basically what's going on the island at this point. The Japanese have brought in reinforcements to defend this airfield, and the Marine and the Army units that are trying to take the airfield are basically stuck in a stalemate. So Logan and his battalion are being sent in, okay? Battalion, not company, not platoon, battalion. Like 900 guys are being sent in, and their job
Damn.
is going to be to block the main supply road leading to this airport to cut off Japanese supplies, so it weakens them so they can take over this airfield. The problem, it's like 17 miles away, and there are no roads. They're going to have to traverse 17 miles of this jungle island terrain to get there. So they set off carrying 5 days worth of food and water on their backs, and it is absolutely miserable. It's either cliffs made out of coral like this, or it's dense jungle, or it's swamps. Pretty much the entire 900-man element is marching through potentially enemy territory in a single file line. It is a slow and painful journey, and the entire way they're rotating out which platoon is at the very front leading point. When it's
Okay. They ran on the idea, let's invert the bullets to RBF problem, yeah.
time for Logan's platoon to lead point, he's got a couple of scouts out in front of him, then it's him, and then 900 guys behind him in a straight line walking through the enemy jungle. They're like an hour into his shift at leading point, and all of a sudden he hears a gunshot from out in front of him. Logan and pretty much everybody else hits the dirt, assuming they're getting ambushed, and then after a couple of seconds, nothing. No more gunshots. It's just quiet.
What?
After a couple of seconds, Logan gets absolutely pissed. He's thinking in his head like, okay, one of my scouts just shot at an animal or accidentally dropped his gun and fired off a round while we're trying to sneak 900 guys through enemy held territory and risk everybody's lives. I got to go up there and see what the fuck is going on. So he marches up there, finds his scout, and he's about to chew this guy out, basically asks him, what just happened? Why are you shooting your gun? And then up above him in the trees, he hears something falling and rustling around in the trees, and it's making its way down, and then a Japanese rifle falls right at his feet in front of him and the scouts. And then something even bigger starts rustling in the trees, making its way down, and then a dead Japanese soldier falls right on top of the rifle, and the scout looks at him and goes, I didn't have enough time to take the shot I wanted. I'm pretty sure he was aiming at you. And
damn, nope, the scout saved the breacher. You know what? Dismissed. Like, good job, no more questions.
Logan's like, all right, good good work, carry on. After that, the formation keeps making this.
I'm enjoying this. Yeah, me too, but to be honest, I will have to go to the personal turn for a second. Damn it, my bubble is killing me right now, and also I need to fix one thing. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Military stories at my forte, but this is... are not ain't my forte, but this is enjoyable. Yeah, very enjoyable. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I am back. It's just your fiction stories might not be as fictional, yeah. Welcome back, Crow. Thank you. And I also refilled my gamer subs, my water supply for gamer subs. Okay, back to the video. I will be shaking my shit in the meantime.
Arduous journey towards the objective, and it takes them 4 days straight to cover 17 miles. But eventually they make it to the objective, they identify the trail, then they backtrack, they find a small knoll, they dig trenches, they set up a defensive fighting position in case they get attacked, and then they're going to be able to launch ambushes on this trail to shut down the Japanese supply lines.
Okay.
And pretty much as soon as they get their trenches dug, they get attacked instead. They repel multiple attacks all day and all night, and then it starts raining. And they repel multiple attacks the next day, and it keeps raining. And by the time they realize how dire their situation actually is, the rain and the tropical humidity has destroyed the batteries in the radio, and they have no contact with the outside world. By this point, they've been attacked from every direction and know that they are completely surrounded and totally outnumbered. And if that wasn't bad enough, they only brought 5 days worth of food with them, and it took them 4 days to get here.
Fuck.
And it keeps raining.
We've been through every kind of rain there is.
And this goes on for days, just sitting in a trench in the rain, can't get up, can't look out, completely surrounded. Sometimes they're launching bonsai attacks, they'll repel the attack, but that's it. They can't go in.
I don't think anyone wants to see this crowd to shake that. Don't worry. I'm shaking the cup behind the stage. That sounded so wrong.
Anywhere. They're just stuck, held there by the enemy. And then eventually days turn into weeks. Everybody is starving. The only water they're getting is by taking their canteen cups and catching rain to drink it. They start eating any edible plant that's anywhere nearby. They're doing everything they can to survive, but they are actually starving to death. It's absolutely awful. Guys are sitting in trenches that are full of water. They're getting trench foot. They're getting other skin infections. Guys are getting sick. They're all starving. And to make things worse, the Japanese...
So you're not shaking your ass? No, I don't. I'm shaking my gamer subs cup. Hello.
These bodies that have been out there for over a week or 2 weeks at this point are starting to rot in the tropical humidity, and it reeks. Logan's doing everything he can for the men in his platoon, going from foxhole to foxhole, trying to check in on everybody at least once a day to give everybody words of reassurance, but he knows it's looking bleak.
I'm messing with you. I know.
And so do they. At the beginning of the 3rd week of being surrounded, cut off, and starving, Logan wakes up with this big-ass beetle on his chest, and this beetle kind of flares its wings open to take off, and when it does that, a single grain of rice falls onto his chest, and he's just kind of looking at it, and he has an epiphany. The Japanese soldiers probably have sacks of rice on them for food. That night, under the cover of darkness, Logan grabs a couple of guys, they crawl out into no man land and start scavenging bags of rice off the dead Japanese soldiers and bring it back and distribute it amongst all the men. It's not much, but it's the only thing they've had in weeks and the only thing that keeps them going. On the 27th day, the battalion commander calls the officers in for a meeting because he's got some news, and most of the other officers are too sick, wounded, or dead to even show up. And Logan isn't doing great himself. He's lost a ton of weight, he's sick, he's sucking just like everybody else, but for some reason, he's in the best shape. So he pretty much gets given this mission by default. The commander basically tells Logan that by now, 27 days later, there was another massive army unit that was supposed to land nearby. He wants to send Logan out with some guys.
God said, Bug, tell him those test guys... So, God said, Bug, tell him those dead guys got food. I wanted them to live. Yep. That is an incredible amount of luck. I swear to God it. Never mind.
And see if he can find this unit and get help. Obviously, Logan's platoon, or any platoon for that matter in the battalion, isn't capable of doing this mission by themselves, so Logan has to go around and just pick anybody that's physically capable of maybe traversing this jungle for miles on end. And out of the 900 men they came with, he finds 34 guys that might be able to do it. So they take off, they're not moving fast, but hey, they're moving. And shockingly enough, they don't actually run into the enemy. His best guess is that army unit did land somewhere nearby, and these guys have all been diverted to go handle them. After about 6 miles of traversing this jungle, they hear footsteps off in the distance. He orders his guys off the trail. They only go a couple feet off the trail. The jungle's so thick, nobody's going to be able to see them. They'll be able to walk right by. And as these guys go walking by, they're Americans. Logan and his guys make contact, and these guys are actually out looking for what they called the Lost Battalion.
Hello.
Yeah,
That's it.
From here, they double back, they grab even more fresh guys, then Logan takes them back to his battalion, they get everybody evacuated to a safe area on the island and get everybody medical treatment. Bear in mind, Logan is one of the guys in the best shape out of this 900, and it takes him 3 weeks to recuperate, to regain weight, and get all of his skin and foot problems healed up. And on the second week of his recuperation, he gets some mail addressed to him, and it is post-dated 14 months prior. So the mail is finally reaching him, it's just 14 months late. He got 2 letters. One of them is from mom and dad, and the other one is from his lovely fiance. Mom and dad wrote him to let him know, oh, by the way, we're getting a divorce. Okay, that sucks. Opens up the next letter. Oh, his fiance is leaving him. Perfect. But he's already been through so much
fucking bitch
shit this past month. It like doesn't even faze him. He's just like numb to everything. He's like Forrest Gump.
Jeez.
By the third week, pretty much everybody in the battalion that isn't going to need long-term care is in as good a shape as they're going to get in. They get some new reinforcements, and the battalion is sent back out on a new mission. They're supposed to go out to some hill called Terracaba Hill, like 11 miles away, and establish a defensive fighting position there and just wait for the enemy, I guess.
Huh. Yeah.
But this time they do have 6 indigenous guys that are going to function as guides for the battalion, and one of them gets assigned to Logan, and this guy's name is Beatty. So Logan, Beatty, the rest of the battalion take off, march their
yeah, that's why I said that. Makes a lot of sense.
happy asses 11 miles through the jungle, get to Terracaba Hill, and set up a defensive fighting position just like they were instructed to do. And you're never going to guess what happens. They get completely surrounded again almost immediately.
For fuck's sake.
That's what they changed. We're trapped.
And this time, it's for 21 days straight. The difference is, they're all fairly healthy to begin with, and now they know how to play the game, and they don't give a single fuck about the enemy. Immediately, they're taking all the rice off the dead Japanese soldiers. The native guys are showing them all the tips and tricks that the natives know, like, oh, we can actually eat this type of bark, we can use this plant, it's good seasoning. They're actually cooking different forms of rice. They're like figuring out, oh, if I cook the rice with this bark off this tree, it tastes like chicken broth, and if I use this nut over here, it ends up tasting like oysters. Like they're literally playing Master Chef, seeing who can come up with the best local cuisine while they're in an active firefight for 21 days straight.
Real, hearty, rustic, wholesome.
I realize how insane it sounds that these guys are just like having a frat party in the middle of this firefight, but I'm going to read you a direct quote from Logan. Quote, between lulls and firing, we would argue in defense of our culinary opinions. We refused to let the enemy disturb us. If he came too close, he would be the recipient of a burst of machine gun or rifle fire. If he prowled at night, he would be sure to intercept a grenade.
Oh, look out. Thank you for coming by. Have a good day. I'm going to go enjoy my wad.
He then goes on to say, and I quote, we were surrounded, but it just didn't bother us anymore. But
nice. Boys be boys even in a shit show, yeah. Boys
the
be
19th
boys.
day, apparently the battalion commander decides that the party needs to come to an end. He needs somebody to go penetrate behind enemy lines, make contact with an allied unit, and, you know, come in and clean this situation up. Logan Weston basically gets assigned the task because he is the most experienced patrol officer in the battalion. He gets given 33 of the best in shape guys, and he takes his local guide, Beatty, with him. From here, Logan and Beatty and the other 30 guys with him all get together in an area, and then a bunch of the other guys in the battalion get ready, and they've identified the weakest spot in the enemy line. The battalion lays down a bunch of covering fire. They punch through this weak spot in the enemy line, and these 30 guys plus Beatty and Logan disappear into the jungle. Once they really get moving, Beatty is absolutely incredible. This guy is having them ducking and dodging and avoiding the Japanese.
This coming to get crazy. It's already crazy, but if that is not considered crazy, then guess what? Crazy be crazy.
Left and right, they're like invisible ghosts in the jungle under this guy's guidance. After about 4 miles, they get to a spot where they need to exercise a little bit more caution. And remember, Logan's the kind of commander where he's not going to ask anybody to do anything he wouldn't do himself. So he grabs Beatty, and those two take off to scout everything beforehand to make sure it's not an enemy ambush. They're making their way down this trail. Logan turns a corner, and off in the distance, he sees a Japanese soldier, and the Japanese soldier is raising his rifle and pointing it at Logan. Logan, realizing that he's about to lose a quick draw contest, immediately drops to his knees and hip fires towards the guy. Doesn't hit him, but it scares the guy enough that he jumps into the brush. And from here, all hell breaks loose. There's rifle fire and machine gun fire coming from the left, the right, down the trail, absolutely everywhere. They turn and start running. They dive off the trail. They wind up making their way into this swamp and swim through and hide in this swamp. After they're convinced that they lost him, they climb out of this swamp. Immediately, he realizes, like, I've had so much adrenaline pumping, I'm not sure if I've been shot or if Beatty's been shot, so they wipe the mud off Beatty. Beatty, check him out. He's perfectly fine. Then they start wiping the mud off him. He's got a bullet hole in his helmet right above his right eye. Oh shit. Takes the helmet off, checks his head. The bullet had entered the helmet and skirted around the helmet till it lost velocity. Didn't even touch him. Continue.
I beg your finest fucking pardon. Let's rewind it a little bit.
Helmet right above his right eye. Oh shit. Then they start wiping the mud off him. He's got a bullet hole in his helmet right above his right eye. Oh.
But wait, there is more.
Oh shit. Takes the helmet off, checks his head. The bullet had entered the helmet and skirted around the helmet till it lost velocity. Didn't even touch him. Continue.
Jesus Christ. He's been blessed.
He's checking himself out. He's got a bullet wedged in the heel of his boot. Another bullet even touch him. Continues checking himself out. He's got a bullet wedged in the heel of his boot. Another bullet had apparently cut the watch off of his wrist and grazed him. And a fourth bullet had apparently glanced off of one of his frag grenades, and he was completely fine.
Good lord, yeah. Now you see why I say it's crazy? Jesus Christ, excuse me. A bullet has ricocheted from a grenade. Have you ever heard of a ricochet from a grenade? Jesus fuck. But wait, there's still more. Jesus Christ.
We should be fucking dead, man.
So they start making their way back to their platoon, and Beatty is just like blown away talking to Logan like, wow, your god must be really powerful to be able to protect you like that. I need to know more about this guy. Like, can I worship this god? Can I be part of the club? What do I got to do? And Logan, AKA Preacher, is like, yeah, man, of course you can. Just, accept God as your, Lord and Savior and love him. He'll love you back. Bada bing, bada boom. You're a Christian. Hearing that, Beatty's in. So like him and Logan stop for a minute. They say a prayer together. And in Beatty's mind, he is now like a complete reborn again Christian. And from his perspective, he now thinks that he's basically immune to bullets. So he's so excited and pumped that he like starts singing and dancing loudly as they're walking back to the guys through enemy territory. And Logan is trying to get this guy to shut the fuck up, but he can't because now he thinks that bullets don't affect him. And then, as fate would have it, apparently him singing scares a group of parrots or some kind of fucking bird, and they take off and start squawking, and the birds apparently scared a bunch of monkeys, and then the monkeys start running around screeching, and the next thing you know, all of the wildlife in the area is running around making a shit ton of noise, and apparently this convinces the Japanese that a much larger element of guys is headed their direction, so they're able to make it back to his platoon without a single shot being fired, and then the platoon is able to make it back to the battalion under the cover of all this noise.
Petey is an idiot, but a smart idiot. Apparently he's not an idiot. Now that we're thinking about it. Jesus. The fucking butterfly effect of all of that. Genius.
Put on the food. Oh my God! I love you, God!
They're back at the hill with the battalion for 2 days before the battalion commander decides, fuck this, we gotta punch through and reconvene with this bigger army unit so we can get out of here. They march the entire battalion into the jungle with Logan leading point the entire time, and for 4 days they launch multiple attacks on different spots on the enemy line, trying to punch through. And again, as fate would have it, on the 4th day, other army units and Marines launched their attack on the airfield on the island, which caused all the Japanese in the area to fall back to defend the airfield, and they were finally able to punch through. They're able to reconnect with the 25th Infantry Division. Those other units were able to take the airfield.
I said it was going to get crazy. Apparently, yes.
They're able to reconnect with the 25th Infantry Division. Those other units were able to take the airfield, and the New Georgia campaign is essentially over. Logan's battalion gets put on R&R for the next 2 weeks, where his main goal is to try to regain some weight, because over the course of this campaign, he's gone from 185 pounds to 119 pounds. After that, his unit gets sent back to Guadalcanal, where they're going to get new reinforcements, new equipment, everything they need to accept their new mission. And after 3 days on being in Guadalcanal, Logan hears about a call going out requesting guys with extensive jungle war warfare experience to go on a super dangerous secret mission. They're not even going to tell you what it is unless you accept it. Logan hears this and is like, I mean, my fiance just left me, my parents are getting a divorce, and I just had a party in the jungle for the past 21 days. Fuck it, why not? I'll go.
Meryl's Marauders, okay.
Within 24 hours of volunteering for this dangerous mission, he is then told to get on a boat. That boat takes him to an island, then they stop there for a little bit, then they go to another island, then another.
You know what, fair point, Logan, yeah, fair point, like, I have nothing else to lose anyway at this point, so why not going all in? We just had a lot of good time. Maybe luck will strike me again, who knows?
Island, and the next thing he knows, he's in Australia. Everybody's talking funny. He's there for a little bit. Then they tell him to get on the boat again. They take him to some place called India, and he is like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's how looking out the window.
Okay.
Gun store, liquor store, gun store. Where the fuck you taking me?
They start boarding all these beat up, rickety trains going from place to place, and there's just extreme poverty everywhere at these train stations. Nobody speaks English. It's overwhelming. This dude was born in a cabin in the woods in 1914 up in Pennsylvania. He doesn't have the internet. He's never seen the Indian street food vendor videos. He's just completely overwhelmed. And he's still
Indian food vendors. Jesus, but 80 years later and nothing really changed, you know?
Still has no idea where he's going. Eventually, they wind up at some like training area that is within eyeshot of the Taj Mahal, and he's just like,
what?
Again, imagine growing up in a cabin in the woods in 1914 in Pennsylvania, and the first time you hear or see about the Taj Mahal, it's in person. From here, they just start conducting.
Wait. What the hell is the Taj Mahal? Taj Mahal. Oh, look at this thing. Jesus. That was the first thing he was seeing? Jesus Christ, apparently an Indian church or something. Okay.
More jungle warfare trainings of the Taj Mahal, and they wind up at some like training area that is within eyeshot of the Taj Mahal, and he's just like,
what the hell is
Again,
that?
Imagine growing up in a cabin in the woods in 1914 in Pennsylvania, and the first time you hear or see about the Taj Mahal, it's in person. From here, they just start conducting more jungle warfare training. So now, once all the guys are here, they kind of figure out they got about 3,000 guys. They split them up into 3 different battalions. You've got Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. From what I understand, Alpha group was basically fresh recruits. Bravo group was new guys that didn't have combat experience, but they had gone through a bunch of jungle warfare training.
Okay.
And Charlie group, which is where Logan winds up getting attached to, is the group of guys that were all recruited from Guadalcanal in the Pacific that have a ton of jungle warfare combat experience. So they get to training in jungle warfare. Obviously, the Charlie group guys are trying to help out the Alpha and Bravo group guys, giving them all the tips, tricks, and pointers that they learned during their actual combat experience. Outside of that, they run into another problem. They brought 3,000 guys on this super dangerous volunteer-only mission, and they didn't assign a single chaplain to these guys, so they don't have any religious services or anything. So Logan steps up, and he starts doing it in his free time. And this is where he really solidifies his nickname, the Fighting Preacher. And just so we're all on the same page, if you've never been in the military and you don't know, there's more to being a chaplain in the military than just like giving a religious service on Sunday and letting guys pray with you. It's really important. A lot of the times, even if you don't believe in any God, you still might have to go to the chaplain because they're at times the only resource you have to help resolve family issues. For example, some of the stuff that Logan actually had to deal with was you have soldiers getting Dear John letters, their wives are leaving them and divorcing them, and in order for the divorce to go through legally, they need the husband's signature, but because he's in the military, they also need his commanding officer's signature or an officer's signature. So these guys are bringing all these important documents that an officer needs to sign off on to him to handle these issues, because otherwise you're trying to reach out to like generals and dudes that are more worried about the battlefield. I don't have time for your family issues. He even had a guy whose house burnt down back home, and his wife needed to get the husband's signature and the commanding officer's signature so that the insurance would pay out money so his wife could have somewhere to stay. And Logan steps in and fills that void. So he
Jesus, oh, that's a punch in the nuts, yeah. So, being a chaplain, from what I understand, is like emotional support for the like those who lost their family basically, and wife and this and that, like emotional support, and the one who helps like to get the paperwork done in that context. Jesus. Recon, so yeah. Yeah, that's a lot to take him for a guy like him. I'm just telling you.
Really is doing really important work in his free time. I mean, imagine if you were a soldier going on a super dangerous mission, you don't even know what it is yet, and back home, your wife and kids had the house burned down, and you can't get them money until somebody signs a piece of paper for you. That's the most important thing in the world. Also, during this 3 months, they wind up finding out who their commander is, General Merrill, which is where they obviously get their nickname, Merrill's Marauders. And then they find out what their mission is, and it's pretty much absolutely insane. All right, so here's what's going on. The Empire of Japan's trying to take over pretty much all of Southeast Asia and China, and they have basically got China in a bad position. They've essentially cut China off from the rest of the world.
Closest captain, that's not a captain. What? Darkseid, I think I did not get it.
There's no way to get supplies in and out of China, so they can receive aid from the Allies. So the Allies need to figure out a way to be able to get supplies into China to help them out, and the way they are going to do this is with these guys, Merrill's Marauders. They're going to send them on foot from India into Burma, where they are then going to conduct guerrilla warfare against the Japanese so that they can secure the Burma road and have a way to get stuff in. Okay, it's like 140, 150 miles of the worst terrain imaginable just to get to where the mission actually starts. And then it's another 800 miles of fighting through enemy-held territory. Can't I know what you're thinking? If the entire problem is we can't get supplies into this area, how on earth are we going to be able to get these guys food, water, and ammunition to...
wait a second, let me read. Logan is acting like a captain, but he isn't a captain. Ah, so... Jesus, he... Okay, now I get it.
Fighting through enemy-held territory. Can't I know what you're thinking? If the entire problem is we can't get supplies into this area, how on earth are we going to be able to get these guys food, water, and ammunition to fight in the jungle, burning 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 calories a day when we can't get supplies there? How is that going to work? Oh, simple. We're just going to airdrop stuff in whenever they need it. Okay, I'm going to say that again, but slower. The plan is to penetrate hundreds upon hundreds of miles into enemy-held jungle. You have no backup. You have no resources other than aerial supply drops. And by the way, every time an aerial supply drop comes, it kind of alerts the enemy as to where you're fucking at.
You don't have a better bad idea than this?
This is the best bad idea we have, sir. By far.
And then one day they bring in a bunch of officers for a meeting and they ask for a volunteer to accept a very dangerous mission, at which all the officers are kind of looking around like, I thought we already did that. Are you asking me to double down? Like, we're already inside of a very dangerous volunteer-only mission. You want another volunteer inside of that to go on another very dangerous mission in respect to what we're already doing? Nobody volunteers. So the commanding officer, seeing that he has no volunteers, scans the room and sees Logan Weston, who's quite a bit taller than most of the rest of the officers, and everybody knows who he is. That's Preacher. He's got a big name, and everybody knows he has extensive jungle warfare experience.
Oh, God.
And the commanding officer just says, Preacher, thank you for volunteering. Congratulations, you are now the commanding officer of Charlie Group's INR platoon. Which, if you don't know, INR, Intelligence and Reconnaissance, aka the Scouting Platoon. So basically, it is now going to be the job of Logan and his 30 to 40 man scout platoon.
Volunteering my ass, yeah, he was voluntold.
To be like 30, 40 miles ahead.
Yeah, but hey, let's be real. Like, out of everybody in the room, who would have been best suited for such a dangerous mission? The one who was in that kind of shit himself for a lot of time. So, you know, like, I can see, like, while it was a dickhead move, I can see the reasons behind that dickhead move. The rainbow of the group, lol. Yeah, pretty much.
Logan and his 30 to 40 man scout platoon to be like 30, 40 miles ahead of the 3,000 man formation, scouting out, looking for the enemy. He is basically spearheading this entire mission. Because the INR platoon doesn't actually exist yet, it's just him, the commander, he gets permission to handpick anybody from these 3,000 guys that he wants. He pretty much exclusively picks from Charlie Group because he picks the top 200 guys with the most combat experience and interviews all of them.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm saying this with everyone's respect. I have to for this man, which is huge. Yeah, fully agree with you. Like, you gotta have some balls for all of that.
those 200 that he interviews, he picks the 54 best guys in his opinion, and he makes sure that all of them have some type of religious convictions because he thinks that he wants guys on his side that truly believe that they're protected by God, because that's the only way we're going to get through this shit. After he builds a platoon, they spend the rest of the time they have training their asses off. They are burning more calories every day training than they're taking in from chow. So they're the most experienced combat guys around. They're the best of the best. They adopt the habit of raiding the chow halls of Alpha and Bravo Group, the inexperienced new guys, and they earn themselves the nickname the Chow Raiders. And that later gets changed to the Ignorant and Rugged Platoon, a play on INR. After training time elapses, they board trains and they head to the border. They're staging up there for a little bit. During this period of time, Logan becomes friends with the battalion surgeon, a guy by the name of Dr. James Hopkins, the great-grandnephew of John Hopkins, you know, like John Hopkins Hospital. Now, up until this point, they've been told the entire time, hey, we've had a bunch of engineers out there. They're already building a road that's supposed to go and hook up to the Burma Road. So you guys are actually going to be able to drive into enemy territory on trucks.
Nice.
That's not what happens. They're working on a road, but it ain't that kind of road yet. Trucks aren't going to be able to make it, so they have to go and unload a bunch of mules off of trains, and they're going to carry all their equipment and ammunition and supplies on mules.
Donkey!
So they get the mules loaded up, and Logan and the INR platoon take off 24 hours before anybody else does. Originally, they've got this like gravel road that was made by the engineers known as the Lido Road. They follow that for about 80 miles. They're running into engineers. The engineers are making coffee for them. It's not that bad. I mean, they're walking with 65-pound rucksacks, so that kind of sucks, but they're not really in enemy territory yet. Very quickly, though, everybody comes to kind of really get annoyed by these mules because, as I'm sure you can imagine, walking in the jungle with a 65-pound rucksack through mountainous terrain gets pretty tiring, so every hour or so they're stopping to take like a 10-minute break, and apparently the mules would see everybody else is stopping and sitting down, and then the mules would also like sit or lay down, and then the mules were incapable of getting back up when they were fully loaded with gear, so every single time they would have to unload the mules, get them stood back up, reload the mules, and pretty soon it turned into the guys that were in charge of the mules weren't actually getting a 10-minute break. They just got to spend 10 minutes unloading and reloading the mules.
Stubborn jackass!
After they get to the end of the Lido Road, they just kind of take off into the jungle, headed the general direction of where the enemy is, and by January of 1944, they've traveled about 125 miles. Around this point in time, Logan gets orders that he needs to head east from where he's at because the Chinese are engaging Japanese forces. He needs to try to link up with the Chinese forces, and remember, Logan is about a day ahead of everybody else. So they start making their way there, and then eventually the lead scout notifies Logan that there's somebody up ahead on this trail. They see somebody, so they go, they check it out. It's some Asian guy in some type of uniform. So they kind of like make themselves known, not knowing if it's the Japanese or the Chinese. And then the Asian guy just kind of raises his hand and they think he's waving. They're like, oh shit, we found the Chinese guys. This is awesome.
You seriously never noticed? Hey, hats off to you for not seeing race.
And then the Asian guy drops his arm and they start getting lit up by machine gun fire. Remember, this is 54, the most jungle warfare experienced guys we got. They all hit the deck for a second, and then within a matter of like 2 minutes, they've killed all of the Japanese soldiers that staged this ambush. Okay, just so we're on the same page, this is the first encounter between Merrill's Marauders, or America in general, and the Japanese Empire in Burma. America got ambushed by surprise, proceeded to kill everybody that ambushed them, and Logan's men didn't have a single casualty in return. We're setting a tone right out of the gate. From here, they keep making their way east. They get into some more skirmishes. Eventually, new orders come down. They got new intel. The Chinese are attacking the Japanese at a place called Wallaboom. It's a village that's basically been commandeered by the Japanese. They're using it as an outpost. They've got a ton of supplies there. Perfect target for guerrilla warfare. They're already being attacked by the Chinese on one side, so if Merrill's Marauders can come up from the other side, they'll pinch them in a vice and crush everything. For this, the INR platoon links back up with the rest of the main force. They make their way there. They're being super sneaky, secretive in the tall grass. The Japanese don't know they're there. They're getting a lay of the land. They're checking everything out. And there's this river right by Wallaboom, right next to the road that's going to be the same road the Japanese have to retreat through if the Chinese are able to break through their line. So they get a roadblock set up, and this is the perfect fighting position because if the Japanese want to be able to rush them to engage, they're going to have to run through a river first. We literally have a moat. You couldn't ask for a better fighting position. There's just one flaw with it. The river has this big bend that gets really close to where the roadblock is set up, and if the Japanese can circle around them, cross the river there where it's safe, they'll be able to outflank them. So somebody's going to need to cross the river onto the enemy side and set up a fighting position to defend the flank. And that somebody is the INR platoon. So the INR platoon crosses the river into enemy territory, they get some high ground, they set up a defensive fighting position, and then everybody just kind of waits because now we have to wait for the Chinese to punch through the Japanese lines, and there's really no guarantee that that's going to happen. They got to figure out a way to make sure the Japanese end up retreating so that they can surprise them with this ambush, and the plan they come up with is Merrill's Marauders at this point in time has 14 Nisei, Japanese Americans that have volunteered to go on this mission too, and they are fluent in Japanese. So they start tapping into telephone lines and listening in on Japanese conversations, and through doing this, they find out that there's a massive ammo dump inside of Wallaboom.
What is that?
We need air support. We need it now. Roll in strike package Bravo on unknown target. I authenticate Tango Whiskey.
Send the Hawk, sir.
Okay, send the Hawks over to Killbox 1 Alpha. It's a dangerous place within 300 feet.
Killbox 1 Alpha, 300 feet.
Why are we watching the first Transformers movie all of a sudden?
They blow up the ammo depot. Oh shit moment for the Japanese. Now they don't have ammunition to keep fighting. They need to get the fuck out of here, so they go to retreat, and they retreat right into the Marauders. Marauders mow a bunch of them down, then they have to retreat from that and go back into the village, and then they start sending out different scouting elements trying to figure out what's going on because now they're sandwiched out of nowhere. Then they come up with a brilliant plan. We're gonna send a bunch of guys to go outflank the Marauders by crossing the river on this bend, and they send 90 Japanese soldiers out there to do that, but guess who's already there? The INR platoon. The INR platoon catches them by surprise, mows a bunch of those guys down, they retreat again, and this time they come back with even more guys, but the INR platoon has one Nisei with them, and he can actually hear the Japanese officer yelling orders, so he's literally translating and telling Logan, here's what that guy's saying, they're gonna attack over here, and then they just readjust the machine guns and mow them down all over again. And this goes on for the next 5 hours straight, just farming the enemy for XP. It gets to the point that the INR platoon is surrounded on all three sides with the river to their back, and they're running low on ammunition, so Logan hops on the radio and explains the situation. So the main element of Charlie Group gets some mortar guys and some machine gun guys over to that area of the river. They get set up on the opposite end of the river, and the mortars drop a bunch of smoke shells. Then they create a wall of fire, and they're ready with the machine guns. This gives the INR platoon the ability to retreat back across the river, get more ammo, and rejoin those guys, and they form a line there, preventing them from getting flanked.
Nice, and God, Nick does not stop talking. Breathe for a second, Nick. That's why the A10s is what we tend to use to delete what's on the ground. Yeah, now I realized, like, send it to this point, destroy this point. Yeah, I get it now.
Remember, while all this is happening, the Chinese are still attacking and applying more pressure, forcing the Japanese to either stand their ground and fight them, or to turn and run into a wall of lead from the Marauders.
We're just slaughtering the hell out of them, you know. They weren't backing down, that's where they're...
Marauders.
Who is that? Wait, is that Logan in his, like, old age? Damn, he looks 90 at least, which makes sense.
We're just slaughtering the hell out of them, you know. They weren't backing down, let's put it that way.
Eventually, as I'm sure you can imagine, with two forces coming closer together, eventually the American forces and the Chinese forces meet because there's no Japanese forces left. When that happens, there's kind of a lull in the battle, like the Americans are like, hold on. These guys look different. They're wearing different clothes. Hang on a second. The Chinese, on the other hand, apparently did not realize that the Americans looked significantly different from the Japanese, and they opened fire.
You idiot!
I couldn't find any documentation saying whether or not any of the Chinese guys got killed, just that a firefight did occur briefly, but then eventually they kind of figured out what was happening and everything was cool.
Fine. I'll say I'm sorry.
No,
thank God.
sincere. Like this. I'm sorry.
Regardless, they get it figured out. It's all good now. Wallaboom is officially ours. In the battle for Wallaboom, the Marauders unfortunately suffered 8 men killed in action and an additional 37 that were wounded. In return, however, the Marauders are credited with killing over 800 Japanese soldiers. And the Marauders are just getting started. They go on a guerrilla...
That is 100 to 1 kill to death ratio. Holy fuck.
Guerrilla warfare rampage for like the next 5 months behind enemy lines. They travel over 1,000 miles on foot, kicking ass everywhere they go. But as I'm sure you can imagine, living in the jungle 24/7, doing everything via traveling on foot leads to a lot of people falling out from illness. You got guys getting malaria, dysentery, typhus. Everybody's running a fever, to the point that it became standard operating procedure that you had to run a high fever for 3 days straight to even get medical attention for it. Don't get me wrong, they're still kicking kicking ass, but I don't want to give you the wrong impression that it's all sunshine and suppressive fire. This still sucks. These guys are getting fatigued.
Fair.
Focusing back on Preacher and the Iron Art Platoon, though, there's major battles they get into, but then there's also just going out on patrols and getting in skirmishes, which the Iron Art Platoon does a lot of because it's kind of their entire job. And they develop guerrilla warfare tactics that are just peak level fuckery. They would go into areas where they know the enemy is patrolling. They would set up a campsite with a campfire and even leave a mule there, and then they would drop back a little bit, find a position, and set up the machine guns. And then once the Japanese launched their bonsai attack into their campsite, they'd mow them all down. On one occasion, the campsite they
fucking baiting them.
Setup was so convincing that the Japanese decided to employ a double envelopment tactic, meaning they were going to come at them from both sides, except the Iron Art Platoon wasn't there and it was dark, so they literally attacked each other and they took out more of themselves than the Iron Art Platoon did.
Idiot. That is so... fucking professional fuckery. When we start killing, all will die from our force, yeah.
Another one of their major battles, the Marauders attack a place known as Napunga. During the opening stages of this fight, the Marauders wind up getting surrounded and they have no way out except one. Prior to the battle, Logan had identified a trail and recommended that he go out there and secure this trail. That way they had a way out if they did get surrounded, and now he is guarding that trail. He proceeds to get in a firefight with the Iron Art Platoon for 4 days straight, and ultimately winds up covering the withdrawal of the entire main Marauder force so they can regroup and then go take the objective later on. David Quaid, the official historian for the Merrill's Marauder Association, basically compared this to the Battle of Thermopylae and the 300 Spartans, saying, quote, "The holding action orchestrated by Lieutenant Weston and his Iron Art Platoon lasted for 4 days against 3 days at Thermopylae. Leonidas defended his own soil. Weston defended far behind enemy lines. Leonidas lost all of his men. Weston lost none. Athens was burned by Persia, and the 53 men of the Iron Art Platoon of the Orange Combat Team saved all of the regiment and the campaign." Okay, I cannot stress to you enough how big of a badass Logan Weston is. Okay, I had to get an entirely different book that just covers the entire Merrill's Marauder movement and campaign as a whole. This book is about 3,000 men and the movements and combat actions of humongous military elements. And inside of this book, he is mentioned by name 14 times. He's not a general, he's not a colonel, he is a platoon leader, and he is mentioned 14 times by name. That is how pivotal of a role Logan Weston and the Iron Art Platoon played in the Merrill's Marauder campaign. Over the course of this campaign,
fucking unit. Absolute respect. By the way, we are in the 53rd minute of the video. Over a heart of recording reaction in. And like, it felt like 20 minutes, let's be honest, like, damn. And, by the way, we are only in the World War II portion of the video. And still, there is Korea, Vietnam, Green Beret, and more. Surprising that it doesn't take you longer, cowboy. It's surprising that it felt like a very, very little time. Like, it is super engaging. Or, not engaging, what do you call it? Like, super interesting. Yeah.
And remember, these guys are living in the jungle the entire time. There's no showers. They're just getting food dropped to them out of airplanes. Many of the original Marauders either fall in battle or they succumb to illness. Only 175 to 200 of the original Marauders actually make it all the way through the campaign.
Jesus.
And Logan winds...
It's one of those fucking things that take you less time than it actually is. Yeah. Exactly.
And either fall in battle, food dropped to them out of airplanes. Many of the original Marauders either fall in battle or they succumb to illness. Only 175 to 200 of the original Marauders actually make it all the way through the campaign. And Logan winds up getting medevaced during the final mission. For this mission, the Marauders need to go take out an airfield known as Machina. The problem, it is 400 miles away with the Cumon Mountains in between them. At times, the terrain these guys had to traverse was so steep, they had to take their e-tools, those little shovels, and beat steps into the sides of mountains to be able to climb over it. Logan and the rest of the Marauders make it across these mountains. Once they get to the other side, Logan goes out on patrols, doing his thing with the Iron Art Platoon. That's his entire job. And during one of these patrols, he winds up getting blown up with a hand.
It was mentioned, bitches. I know you will. I wanted to say they will have to go all Fenrir mode, but you fucking caught me.
Grenade. He gets medevaced, he's in the hospital for 2 weeks recovering, and while he's in the hospital, he gets word that Machina had fallen to the Marauders, but there's still a ton of cleanup to do, which is his specialty, so he volunteers to go back out, which he does.
Nice. Fuck you, obey to punch. Yes, you did.
I could do this all day.
Oh, you thought he was
Sure,
done
Ken.
when I said he got medevac during the final mission. Nah, he goes back into combat for 6 more weeks, leading the INR platoon in patrols, cleaning out the area. After 6 weeks, he gets medevaced a second time, and the official thing written on his medical documentation is AOE, accumulation of everything.
I beg your finest fucking pardon. What does that mean?
Like, the medics took one look at this guy and said, "What's wrong with you?" "Oh shit, what isn't wrong with you?" Once he gets to the hospital, he is told that he has 6 months left to live and rushed back home to America. Okay, spoiler alert,
What?
obviously he survives.
Yeah, makes sense. Long time to facilitation with viewers that have seen stories like Richard Bong, Bujo O'Hare, and Frank Luke. Yeah, thank fucking God. And let's be honest, we could all expect that by the 30 minutes left of the video. I thought you meant area of effect. No. Like, I thought about it too for a second.
I'm so happy! This is the best day of my life!
Yeah.
The Marauder campaign ends shortly after this. Machina was their last major battle. Under the leadership of Logan Weston, the INR platoon is officially credited with scouting 1,250 miles of jungle, participating in 18 battles. They suffered 4 men killed in action, 5 wounded, and in return, the battalion credited this singular platoon with killing 1,260 enemy soldiers.
Jesus, and let's go back for a second.
Under the leadership of Logan Weston, the INR platoon is officially shortly after this. Machina was their last major battle. Under the leadership of Logan Weston, the INR platoon is officially credited with scouting 1,250 miles of jungle,
1,250 miles. It's roughly like exactly 2,000 kilometers. Damn, they did it all by land. Like, they were walking all of that. Fucking, they never skipped a leg day, I believe.
And killing 1,260 enemy soldiers.
Back to school, and while Logan goes back to school, I need to go back to the personal throne again because my bubble is killing me. I'll be back in a minute. I feel better. I feel so much better now. Oh, good. Okay, back to the video and... hey, what's up? Oh, hello there, Snapper. And... hey, what's up? Not much you? We are good here. What about you, Snapper? Just what a name. Ahoy, new person. Yeah, new person, that's good. New people is always good to see. More brains to traumatize, you know. Okay, let's continue with the video.
So Logan winds up getting medevac, they ship him back to America, and this journey takes weeks, and during the course of that journey, he is placed under the care of a doctor that's traveling with him and a bunch of other wounded soldiers, and that doctor is his buddy, Dr. James Hopkins. Once making it back to America, he remains under the care of Dr. James Hopkins. Despite being only given 6 months to live, he makes a full recovery, which, I mean,
of course he did. New victims from Cowboy to Blue Ball into Playing Hoover. Yes! Yes! Abso-fucking-lutely.
Obviously, A, he's under the care of a Hopkins, which is basically American medical royalty, and B, it's Logan Weston, the fighting preacher. He's gonna do whatever he wants at this point. After getting discharged from the hospital, him and Dr. Hopkins get debriefed, and they're basically told, hey, here's the deal. We haven't told the American people an awful lot about what you guys were doing over in Burma. It's kind of hush-hush. Don't ever talk about this again, like for the rest of your life. Now, obviously, they're not the only ones getting debriefed. This is like one officer telling an auditorium of Merrill's Marauders this, and all the enlisted guys, for the most part, are like, okay, sounds good. I'm going back home to the farm. They all leave. James Hopkins and Logan Weston stay in the room, and they're like, that's bullshit. I should be allowed to talk about my life experiences. I'm gonna do it. They are then promptly taken to the office of another high-level commander where they get into an argument, and then they wind up getting basically placed on house arrest in a local hotel and held there.
Oh, for fuck's sake. They were heroes for over a year. Give them the credit, for fuck's sake.
Until they figure out what to do with them. After a couple of days of being locked in this hotel room and having different conversations with the chain of command, they come to the agreement that, okay, here's the
just chilling. Oh, that's good to know.
Deal. You can talk about it, but you can only talk about the stuff that's already been put out in the newspapers and in the press. And they're like, okay, hear me out. I've been in the jungles of Burma. I have no idea what's been in the newspapers the past 3 years. So they go and get like 3 years worth of newspapers and press and bring it to the hotel room and tell them, read all you want. That's what you're allowed to talk about. If it's not in there, please don't talk about it. Logan and James.
I'm gonna go air fry some onion rings or fry slot. Oh. Good luck, Rainbow.
Agree to these terms, and they spend the next couple of days reading through all these newspaper articles and magazines and everything else. Okay, and if you were in the military, I know what you're thinking. This story is completely BS because there's no way the chain of command is going through all this effort to appease 2 random guys that aren't willing to follow orders. And you know what? You're probably right 99.9% of the time. We gotta realize this isn't 2 random guys.
Yeah.
This is 1 random guy who happens to be friends with the heir to John Hopkins Hospital, probably the most famous medical institution in America. And if that guy gets thrown in Leavenworth because he wants to talk about his military experience overseas, it's going to be a PR nightmare. So I'm assuming that's why they got this much leeway. Anyways, they get all that sorted out. Then they get given 30 days of leave. James Hopkins is going to go back home to his family. And Logan Weston is kind of like, I don't really have any family to go home back to. My parents separated. I don't even know where they're living. My last home was my college and I'm not really enrolled there. So I don't have anywhere to go. So James invites him to come with and he goes and spends 30 days with the Hopkins family. After that, he gets orders for...
What a lucky bastard, to be honest. But at the same time, yeah, that's probably the best place you will go to. Like, you go to the place of your best buddy and from there you will try to figure out your own life. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we already know what kind of life the fighting preacher has chosen.
Report to Fort Benning, Georgia to help with infantry school. While there, he writes a report on some recommendations on jungle warfare tactics and how to utilize them. This report gets read, immediately gets implemented, and he spends the rest of his military contract basically rewriting the book on jungle warfare and infantry tactics, as well as scouting tactics, and then teaching it to all the other instructors.
That's nice. It's a good little break from this shies in his life, lol. Yeah, that's a good break, and apparently his break is rewriting the doctrine in jungle fighting and training in new recruits. And you know what? Fucking a great idea, because like, you can show them what you were doing and make sure that they will not die by trying to replicate it. fucking good idea.
That his active duty contract is up, he's free to go. He signs up for the inactive reserves and goes back to Bible school as a junior.
Nice. Back to school.
Okay, just so we're on the same page, he's like 30 now, and he's going back to college as a junior, which, by today's standards, not that big of a deal. However, it's been 5 years since he was in college, and it's been the longest 5 years that anybody has ever lived in their entire lives, and this isn't normal college. This is Bible school in Pennsylvania in like 1946, 1947. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, he's showing up to class in a room full of what amounts to homeschooled Bible kids, and he's one of the most hardened combat veterans of all time. He doesn't really fit in. You know what I mean? What do you do with that? Little Timothy and Susan that have been sheltered their entire lives. I don't think violence is ever the answer. Motherfucker, unless you want to be speaking Japanese, it's got to be the answer sometimes. So yeah, he doesn't make it very long going to class. He works out a deal with the college where they're going to allow him to complete his degree via correspondence, basically mailing the work back and forth, and he winds up taking a pastor's position at a church in a small coal mining town in Pennsylvania. So for about the next 3 years, he's finishing his degree via correspondence, and he's being the pastor to this small church. During this time period, the church finds out about his extensive combat experience, and they ask him to speak about it, and he just kind of goes up there, says the truth, everything that's going on, and there's this really pretty girl sitting in the front row, and midway through his speech, she leans over and whispers to somebody else, but he hears it. I hope we never invite this long-winded pastor here ever again.
But she likes you.
So yeah, 3 months later, they wind up getting married. Then, like a couple...
Hold up.
Over and whispers to somebody else, but he hears it. I hope we never invite this long-winded pastor here ever again.
I think she likes you.
So yeah, 3 months later, they wind up getting married.
Fucking... You know, how the fuck? How? You know what? I will not be asking questions. It's like the 1940s. What story about a marriage? No, apparently she liked him. He noticed that she likes him. He liked her. Good, let's meet up. 3 months later, marriage. Next one, what? Children in 5 months? Which like, you know what? It's Logan Weston. It's the fighting preacher. If he can do it, he will do it. And apparently he can do it.
Then, like a couple of weeks after they get married, he gets recalled into active duty. He goes into Fort Meade, is like, hey, here's the deal. I finished my pastorate degree. I want to become a pastor. Right now, I'm a lieutenant in the infantry. I want to switch over. I want to become a chaplain. To his surprise, he pretty much immediately gets denied, but he's stationed at Fort Meade now, and Fort Meade is like 20 miles away from Washington, D.C. So he literally just goes to the Pentagon and goes into the head chaplain of the entire U.S. Army's office and takes a meeting. He goes in and explains to the guy the situation, like, I got pulled out of Bible school so I could go fight in World War II. I was basically a chaplain for that entire 5 years, and I definitely was a chaplain when I was over in Burma because I was the only guy there doing that job. Why can't I be a chaplain? He then gets told, according to Army regulations, you're 1 year too old to become a chaplain. No exceptions under any circumstances. Which,
are you kidding me? There's apparently an age limit for being a chaplain? Fucking who cares about age limits? You're talking about the biggest badass with the heaviest balls on the planet in this room right now. Fucking give him what he wants.
Which is fucking insane, but that's what happens. So obviously he's pretty pissed up and heartbroken about this, but there's nothing he can do about it. He winds up getting promoted to a captain in the infantry, which also is crazy that he's only a captain. It's literally second lieutenant, first lieutenant, captain. I feel like he should be ranking higher than that right now, but whatever.
You know what? Yeah, fair. Why only a captain? Like, give him a higher rank. And also, I know I am an idiot, but I don't know the ranks of the US Army, so I am looking this up right now. Okay, let's see. The fuck is that? Not eBay. The fuck? Just give me a picture for fuck's sake. Okay. Complete list. Let's see. Where is an officer? Captain, Major, Lieutenant Colonel. Like, give him at least the rank of Major, for fuck's sake. Or even at Lieutenant Colonel. Like, he deserved that, let's be honest. He deserves it. Colonel, Brigadier Junior, Major, Lieutenant General, General. Damn. Just give him the rank of Colonel and or a Major at least, and I will be happy about it.
He ends up being an infantry captain at Fort Meade for the next 2 years. During this time, him and his new wife have their first kid. It's a son. They name him Merrill after Merrill's Marauders. Fast forward 9 months, little Merrill is 9 months old, his wife is pregnant again, and Logan gets orders to prepare for overseas duty, and he is given the option of going to Europe or going to Japan. And Logan Weston, the fighting preacher, says, I want to go to Japan and basically see what's up with them now.
I'm back!
So Logan packs up his shit, says goodbye to his pregnant wife and his 9-month son Merrill, and then gets shipped over to Japan for occupation duty. Once he gets there, he's kind of shocked at the lack of animosity the Japanese people have towards the Americans, and because of that, he realizes he doesn't have any animosity towards these people either, and he kind of enjoys his time in Japan.
Why would I have hard feelings? I'm still picking pieces of your ass out of my boot.
Fast forward 6 months, June 1950, they get word that North Korea is attacking South Korea and they need to pack up because they're headed to South Korea to help them out. And they're told, don't bother bringing all your personal stuff. You're not being stationed over there. You're just going over there real quick. You shouldn't be gone more than a week.
Right, a week. 1 week, but honestly, that's nice that the Japanese were just cool after the entire World War II. Yeah, turns out when you 2 of your cities get nuked and the third one getting firebombed to hell, and you lose like 200,000 people overall. Yeah, you will get your attitude in check and decide, you know what? Maybe being a nice guy will pay off to me in the future. Like even now, like it's better to be nicer, be more like. Be more chill, you know? So yeah, that's nice. 2.5 Men is such a great show. Lol. The clip that Nick showed right now? Oh, okay. I guess I will look it up later. Once. I will... Maybe one time. Alright,
so Logan shows up in North Korea. He's like one of the first American military units.
Yeah, from 2.5 Men. Okay.
There, if you don't know much about... Alright, so Logan shows up in North Korea. He's like one of the first American military units there. If you don't know much about the Korean War, basically, if the North Koreans attacked, they shoved the South Koreans all the way down the peninsula to what's known as the Pusan Perimeter, and this is where Logan shows up. He gets there, it's all assholes and elbows. Everybody's scrambling, trying to get shit done, trying to...
I'm sorry, assholes and elbows. Jesus. Oh damn, I've been following for a month and 22 out of 23 days. What? Okay.
Keep the Pusan perimeter intact. He shows up, they're like, oh, infantry, captain, you have experience? Okay, cool. Take control of this company, Alpha Company of the 27th Regiment of the 25th Infantry Division. Take these guys that you don't even know yet out to the road, set up a roadblock, and if the enemy shows up, defend it. Logan
I've been following... the channel... Damn! How time goes by.
Heads out to their AO, they're already loading up on the trucks, getting ready to go, has a quick meeting with his platoon and squad leaders, like, hey, I'm your new boss, I guess. Let's go. They go out to this road, they scout the area, they find a good piece of terrain to set up a defensive fighting position, and they just wait. And it doesn't take very long because within a matter of hours, thousands of North Korean soldiers are coming down the road. They are outnumbered 130 to 1.
Well, shit, indeed, also streak of 29, lol. That's dope.
Seeing this, Logan's shit in his pants. He gets on the radio like, I need artillery right now. They come back. Artillery's not even set up yet. That's not an option. While this is going on, they're actively inside of a firefight. Logan realizes he needs to like strategically withdraw to a more tenable fighting position, and he's getting ready to do that. He's looking at maps. He's figuring out where he needs to move his men to give him a better chance at fighting this fight. And then 3 Russian-made T-34 tanks come barreling down the road, punch right through the block, right through the machine gun fire, and drive right past their position. Then once they get far enough past, they stop, turn their turrets, and start firing on Logan Weston's position from the rear. Perfect, now we're surrounded, and we can't get away. There's only one option left for the main character, the fighting preacher. He's gonna say a little prayer about it, and then proceed to do some gangster shit. He hops on the radio, I need a rocket launcher team up here now. Eventually, 3 anti-tank infantry guys come tearing up on a Jeep with bazookas. Remember, the fighting preacher's never gonna ask a man to do something he wouldn't do himself, so he grabs those 3 guys and says, follow me. These tanks are about 300 yards away with nothing but rice paddies in between them. These rice paddies are like hip-deep mud, essentially. Logan takes his 3 bazooka guys, guides them towards the tanks. They traverse these rice paddies. They get within like 25 yards of these enemy tanks. While they're inside of this ditch right by these tanks, Logan instructs the rocket team, it's 3 guys, but they only got 1 launcher, take out the lead tank, immobilize it, then immobilize the rear tank. That's going to trap the middle tank in the middle, and then we'll take it out. That's exactly what happens. They take out the tracks on the front tank, the tracks on the rear tank, immobilizing them, and then they take out the turret on the middle tank. Okay, problem now, the lead and rear tanks still have their turrets operational, and they start looking for wherever they just got hit from, so Logan instructs the men to start shooting out the periscopes on the tanks so they can't see them. While they're doing that, he reaches into his bag. He's got a couple of M1 anti-tank grenades that he starts firing at these tanks. And then suddenly, Logan regains consciousness. The 3-man launcher team is dead, and he wakes up with the torso of one of them on top of him. Besides the ringing in his ears and the guaranteed traumatic brain injury from the concussion wave, he's seemingly unscathed. Trying to think fast, thinking of where he can possibly hide to not get shot by this tank again, and the best solution he could come up with was on top of it. Once he gets up there, the enemies open the hatch. I have no idea why. I can only assume they thought he had like a satchel charge or something that was going to blow up the tank, so they had to go up there to stop him. Regardless, they open the hatch. So he pulls out a frag grenade, throws it in the hatch, and then shuts the hatch. The other tank then opens their hatch, and he shoots all of them one by one as they attempt to get out. At this point, Logan's super jacked up, but he's got to get back to his men, let them know the tanks are knocked out so they can get evacuated. So he starts heading back through these rice paddies. As he's traversing these rice paddies again, he comes across a sump hole, which is full, so he doesn't really see it. It kind of blends in with everything else, but it's like a 5-foot deep sump hole full of human fertilizer, and he falls into it neck deep, literally in human shit. Just when he thought his day couldn't get any shittier.
Jesus fuck. Oh, brother, this shit stinks.
So he crawls out of this hole, makes his way back to his men. They're looking at him and smelling him like, what the fuck? And he's like, the tanks are gone. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Speaks like Zeus.
Smells like poops.
He gets his men evacuated back to a further fighting position, linking up with the rest of the regiment, and there they're able to hold the line for the Pusan perimeter. Logan then finally gets sent to a hospital because he got blown up by a fucking tank. For this battle, his platoon is credited with killing over 200 enemy soldiers. Logan Weston receives a Silver Star for taking out the tanks, and the battalion headquarters had this to say, quote, the real significance of the heroic actions by Captain Weston and his men under inspired leadership must be viewed as probably averting disaster. The actions of Captain Weston and his men truly turned a potentially tragic defeat into a significant victory, certainly contributing to stabilizing his sector. Then the newspapers back home find out about this, and of course they're gonna run with the story that a guy nicknamed the Fighting Preacher is taking out communist tanks, and they portray it like he did it with a bazooka, but that's not actually what happened.
Not really. A really long week.
All right, so by like late July, Logan's patched up from the hospital. They send him out with his company on a foot patrol looking for the enemy. They walk around for days and days. They don't see shit. After that, it's time to, go back for some R&R. So they're ordered to fall back to a place called Masan that's supposed to be a safe area, pick up a defensive position, which is basically just like, you're in a safe area, be there to defend it, but nobody's coming. Chill out and relax. So that's what they're doing. They're basically camping, relaxing with the boys, hanging out. Despite the fact that everybody knows they're basically just on orders to rest, Logan's still trying to be the officer, be the perfect role model for his men. So every once in a while, he's grabbing the binoculars, he's looking around the terrain, making sure he doesn't see any enemies or anything too fishy. And then on the night of August 3rd, 1950, off in the distance, miles away, he sees people approaching. As they get closer, he gets a head count. There's 76 of these guys. As they get even closer, he kind of starts to get images of their uniforms. He's like, those are North Koreans. So he hops on the radio back to headquarters to report it. Nobody picks up the radio because it's nighttime and this is a safe area and everybody's already dicking off or sleeping. So Logan sends one of his guys as a runner. I've got a 76-man column of North Koreans headed right towards me. The runner comes back and basically is like, the commander said, those aren't North Koreans. They're probably South Koreans. This is a safe area. To which Logan gets...
Fucking idiot.
Back on the binoculars, looks again. They're even closer now. They're definitely North Koreans. He sends the runner back a second time with the same message. The runner gets back a second time and tells Logan, the commander says they're not North Koreans. To which Logan is like, go back a third time, tell the commander whoever's approaching is carrying World War II era Japanese rifles and bayonets. I know what they look like because I fought these guys before. And you know who carries Japanese rifles and bayonets in the Korean War? The North Koreans. So the runner takes off a third time, probably out of breath at this point. Meanwhile, these 76 guys are just getting closer and closer and closer. By the time the runner gets back, these guys are like approaching the hill that Logan and his men are posted up on, and the runner delivers the same message over again. The commander says that this is a safe area and that there's no way that those are North Koreans. They must be South Koreans, and you just don't know how to tell the difference.
Really? Fucking really? God, whoever was in charge in that camp is the biggest idiot on the planet. For the shits and giggles, I have a skeleton fun fact. Oh, fucking hell. Remember, there is a strong probability that someone around you is wearing a butt plug. Until we meet again! Jesus.
He's Laotian. Ain't you, Mr. Khan?
Like, as soon as the runner tells this to Logan, the guys reach the base of the hill, they fan out, they start coming up the hill and opening fire on Logan and his men. Logan and his men start returning fire immediately. In between gunshots, Logan turns back to the runner, I'm paraphrasing here, but basically says, well then go ask the commander why they're fucking attacking us then. The runner
I have a lot involving some kind of hole in the human body. Yeah, you do that a lot. Apparently.
Takes off for a fourth time, and then Logan promptly gets shot in the thigh. Logan goes into main character mode, somehow manages to stay on his feet, and is still returning fire against the enemy while a medic is applying a pressure bandage to his thigh, and then tells Logan, you're bleeding a lot, you need to go to an aid station, like now. As Logan receives this information, the North Koreans begin yelling Manzai, which means victory in Korean, and they charge up the hill. So Logan is actively bleeding out, he's participating in the firefight, and he's directing his men on how to conduct themselves inside this firefight. He realizes the situation is changing too fast. The boys need him. He's fucking staying. Logan gets his machine gunners repositioned. They repel this bayonet charge. During the firefight, he gets shot in the arm. By this point, he's losing so much blood, he's starting to get lightheaded. He realizes he does need to get to that aid station. He instructs one of his non-commissioned officers to hold these positions. He'll be right back. Logan then proceeds to take himself to the aid station, and it is like a NASCAR pit stop. He walks in the tent like, all right, pressure bandages and tourniquets, let's fucking go. He gets turned around and heads back up the hill. As he's headed there, he grabs a box of frag grenades that he can't carry because his arm's messed up, so he drags it with his good arm back up the hill. Once he gets back to his original foxhole, things are deteriorating. Hundreds of more enemy soldiers have shown up seemingly out of nowhere from his perspective, and now he basically has riflemen fighting men in close quarters combat, like with bayonets, trying to keep them off the machine gunners, while the machine gunners are mowing down the waves of guys that are trying to make their way up the hill. So Logan hops in on the action. Now he's defending the machine gunners too. He's throwing grenades down the hill. He's returning fire. When the charges actually make it close enough, he's bayoneting guys. At one point, he loses his trench knife inside some dude's rib cage. It's deteriorating fast.
Very fast. Okay, here's another one, lol. Remember, everyone's butthole is unique, so it's only a matter of time before a crime is solved using a butthole match as evidence. Until we meet again! That sounded like a fucking Mickey Mouse right now. Whatever.
While this is going on, Logan is still trying to pay attention to the overall big picture of this battlefield, and he sees that on the other end of this hill, up on the crest, an enemy machine gun team has made their way around the other side of the hill, gotten the high ground on them, and is setting up a machine gun to mow down him and his men. So Logan, by himself, grabs some grenades, makes his way there, and takes those guys out. As he takes their position, he sees that now there's an entire platoon of guys coming up the same route, launching a flanking maneuver that's also gonna wipe out him and his men. He doubles back to his guys, takes like 12 of them with him, and launches a counterattack against them to try to hold the position. During this counterattack, he gets shot in the chest, somehow manages to stay in the fight, and then wipes out this enemy platoon with his guys, re-gets his guys consolidated and set back up again, and by this point, they have completely wiped out the enemy attacking force. By this point, Logan is like, I need a doctor so bad. And as he's thinking that to himself, a bunch of enemy trucks come pulling up in the distance. Logan looks over at the radio man. They start calling in mortar fire on these trucks as the
I bet he was feeling like, are you fucking kidding me? I need to go to the hospital right now. fucking, you know what? Sir, do we have a nuke stationed by in this camp? Because I want to drop one right fucking now. I don't care if we all get killed too. I want to get rid of that enemy right now, right here. Want more? Thanks no. No. Thanks no. No more.
Orders get dialed in. They start hitting the trucks, and Logan is like, okay, you guys have this situation under control. I gotta go. Logan gets to the aid station, and his condition has deteriorated so much that he is beyond their level of care. They immediately transport him to an army surgical hospital outside of Busan, and he is beyond their level of care as well. They do what they can to stabilize him, and he gets shipped off to a hospital in Tokyo. Obviously, Logan survives because you can't kill this guy. While he's in the hospital, he finds out that his platoon is credited with killing 400 enemy soldiers and repelling an attack that almost certainly would have overrun regimental headquarters. And Logan individually was credited with killing 27 enemy soldiers, 6 of which with bayonet and 1 with a trench knife. For this,
Jesus. Back in a second, I'm gonna check on my grabber. Alright.
He was written up to receive the Medal of Honor. However, the regimental commander, you know, the same one that was told 3 times we're getting attacked, and he's like, no, we're not. That guy stepped in and was concerned that a Medal of Honor investigation into his actions would make him look like a dumbass, because he is, so he decided to intentionally have it downgraded to a Distinguished Service Cross to save his own career. So Logan was not awarded the Medal of Honor, but he was awarded the next best thing.
Are you fucking kidding me? This fucking commander. An absolute retard. You failed your own regiment, and now you want to, like, not give the guy who saved your ass the medal he deserved? Fuck that commander. Disagree to his rank. Disgrace to his rank. Yeah, an absolute disgrace. He should be demoted down to a fucking sergeant. No, you know what? Better to fucking private first class, because he does not deserve any leadership position.
The Distinguished Service Cross. Don't you just love politics?
The longest week ever, Jesus.
From here, it's probably looking like Logan's going back home to America. He's got a long road to recovery ahead of him, and the policy at this point in time is if you are out of action for 60 days, you're sent back home to America, okay? Fast forward to day 59. Logan is still in the hospital, and he receives orders to report back to South Korea.
Jeez.
Right?
So he shows...
Yeah, fuck me, Ray. These chapters are short as fuck. Yeah, but the amount of action that is concentrated in here is just fucking intense. And we didn't even get to Vietnam yet.
Back up to Busan in October of 1950 to his same unit, the Wolfhounds, the 27th Regiment of the 25th Infantry Division. He is not given command of his old platoon. Instead, he is promoted to major and made the Battalion Plans and Training Officer. Okay.
Thank God you gave him a promotion, because he deserved it, even if that's like a little promotion.
A lot has changed in the Korean War since he's been gone for 2 months. Basically, when he left, they were pushed all the way down to the southern tip of the peninsula at the Busan perimeter. Since then, they've made the amphibious landing at Incheon behind enemy lines, and then UN forces and American forces have managed to push basically all the way back up to the 38th parallel. And this is right around the time where the goalposts get shifted from we're gonna fight to preserve South Korea to we're gonna try to take all of North Korea as well and just end the problem out of the gate. So basically, as soon as he gets back, it's basically like, hey, here, you're promoted, we're charging into North Korea. From here, they rapidly advance up the peninsula, and it's basically cleanup and guerrilla warfare. He actually writes in his memoirs how much nicer it is fighting in Korea than the Pacific. He's like, the weather's way better. They're not hiding in bushes. There's not much stuff for them to hide behind. They're just kind of like out in the open. When he was later interviewed about it, he said, and I quote, "The commies aren't nearly as good as the Japanese at guerrilla warfare fighting. They make their strikes, then they stand around and wait to get cut down." Within like a
Damn. He's literally like, you're not as impressive as the bastards that I was fighting like 8 years ago. Fuck all of you. You will die.
A month, they've traveled all the way up to the peninsula, and him and the rest of his guys and the rest of the US forces in general are all at the Yalu River, basically the Chinese border. Okay, we all know what happens next. China gets involved. They attack with hundreds of thousands of men, catching us off guard, and then push the UN and American forces back down the peninsula. Logan's unit is ordered to basically go down to Seoul and then on to Suwon, and they basically fight a tactical retreat all the way down the peninsula. They fight, then they retreat a little bit, they fight some more, retreat a little bit, fight some more, retreat a little bit, all the way down down to Seoul and Suwon. The Chinese forces chase him all the way down the peninsula to Suwon, and outside of Suwon on February 7th, one of the platoons gets pinned down by an enemy stronghold up on a hill. And the commander of this company is this crazy guy by the name of Louis Millet, a World War II veteran that had already led a bayonet charge previously because he heard a rumor that the communists were talking shit that Americans were scared to fight with bayonets. So Louis Millet orders the tanks off the
Right, cowards. We are talking about right now Louis Millet. He's the guy who literally was making bayonet charges at this point. The guy who was trained by World War I's Canadians. Yeah. Oh boy, this is about to get so much intense.
Road so they don't get hit with anti-tank fire, then grabs another platoon, joins it together with his platoon, and then proceeds to bayonet charge an enemy stronghold uphill into enemy machine gun fire and grenades. And Logan Weston, remember, he's like the big picture guy. He's in charge of basically all the platoons and their bigger movements on the battlefield, and he's watching this unfold, and it becomes apparent to him that this bayonet charge is going very well because they make it to the top of the hill and start killing the enemies in their trenches. So Logan takes command of the tanks that had pulled off the road and orders them around the crest of the hill because he realizes the enemy's going to be forced to retreat. Louis Millet and his platoon kill over 100 guys, 30 of which with bayonet. The rest are forced to retreat down the hill and then run into tank fire directed by Logan. Okay, pause the story. Sidebar. All right, I've already done an entire video on Louis Millet.
Yeah.
Awesome story. This dude's a tremendous badass. He winds up earning the Medal of Honor for this action. But when I was doing the research for this video, when I read that he had oversaw Louis Millet's bayonet charge, which is like extremely famous in military history, I threw the book down and I was like, there's no fucking way this guy has done this much shit. Nobody is this big of a main character. It's not possible. And it's not that I don't want to believe him, but extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and it's just he's done so much shit, it's starting to seem impossible. And that's by my standards, and my standards on what's impossible are well above the average person. So I dig into it, thinking there's no fucking way. But it's okay, we can double check this super easy. So I pull up all my notes from my Louis Millet video years ago. Easiest thing I could look at, what unit was he in? Would they have been even in the same area at the same time? Sure enough, right there in my notes, Louis Millet, leader of the Wolfhounds, 25th Infantry Division, 27th Regiment, Easy Company. What did I say earlier?
Fuck me, right?
So he shows back up to Muson in October of 1950 to his same unit, the Wolfhounds, the 27th Regiment of the 25th Infantry Division.
Jesus Christ. Fucking Clash of the Worlds, just damn.
I don't understand how one dude does this much shit. He was at Guadalcanal. Granted, he wasn't there for the main fighting, but still, he was at Guadalcanal. He was at New Georgia. He became one of Merrill's marauders. He arguably saved the entire Korean War by preserving the Pusan perimeter. He then is at the Yalu River when the Chinese attack, and then he just super casually oversees the last bayonet charge in American history.
Damn, yeah. Hey, after this is done, can I show you 2 quick TNT shots? Yeah, sure. But after the video.
Oh, but don't worry, it gets even crazier because you want to know how his 1 week little excursion ends? Oh, he gets hit with enemy sniper fire in the chest and the bullet gets stopped by the Bible in his breast pocket, and 2 days later he gets orders to rotate back home.
I beg your finest fucking pardon. He is literally blessed. He's literally blessed by God, because how else can you explain that? He was shot in the chest, but the bullet was stopped by his Bible. It's literally like, I remember, who knows, lol. It's literally the story I remember. Like a guy, apparently, maybe in Britain, I don't know, he was apparently stabbed in his chest too, but the knife that almost stabbed him was stopped by a pack of Witcher 3 cards. Like, it's literally the same type of story, like, what the fuck? Fucking hell.
If it's not divine intervention, I don't know what it is. It's statistically not possible. The man is the main character. I don't know what else to say.
And Chapter 10, Green Beret,
So from
finally.
here, Logan Weston goes back home to America, goes on leave for a little while. Then he gets orders to report to Fort Benning, doing some officer stuff. He's in charge of like an infantry regiment, whatever. And while he's there, he's like, you know, I'm in my 40s, but I'm sick of walking everywhere all the time. I want to become a paratrooper. So he goes, gets his jump wings.
Or guesses the clay knife, eat a bullet. Oh, that's true.
I'm sick of walking everywhere all the time. I want to become a paratrooper. So he goes, gets his jump wings, becomes airborne in his 40s. Okay, I need you to appreciate how truly insane this is. This man is 40 years old, and when you jump out of a plane for the Army on a static line jump, you're hitting the ground at like 18 miles an hour, okay? Airborne troops end up literally getting 1 to 2 inches shorter from the compression of their spine and hips over doing jumps. And he's doing this shit at 40. I'm 32, and when I watch my 3-year-old jump off the couch in my living room, I'm like, that seems like risky behavior. And he's out here jumping out of fucking planes. He finishes up his rotation at Fort Benning. Then he gets sent to the Pentagon doing like high-level officer shit, you know, admin stuff, policy, training tactics, yada, yada, yada. Hates it the entire time. While he's there, he hits 20 years in service and they're like, hey, you can either retire or take a new assignment. He's like, I'll take a new assignment. So he goes and becomes a battle group commander overseeing 3,000 men at the 82nd Airborne Division. He's there for 4 months and they're like, hey, did you want to become a Green Beret at the age of 46? And he's like, sure, why not? Which he manages to accomplish because obviously at this point. So he becomes a Green Beret. Then he gets put in charge of teaching all the other Green Berets anti-guerrilla counterinsurgency tactics.
At the age of 46, my dad, my crowd dad, is turning 50 literally in a few days. And like, I'm sorry, but a completely different shape, and this guy is doing all of that at the age of 46 in his late 40s. And we did not even get to Vietnam yet. Again. Holy Jesus.
Then the Vietnam War pops off. He gets sent overseas for a year or two, and I quote, train Laotian fighters.
Oh.
Right. You know, because Laos and Cambodia definitely aren't the two neutral nations bordering Vietnam that Mac V. Sog was waging a shadow war in under the guise of...
So wait, you're telling me not only he was a Green Beret, he was also a Green Beret Mac V. Sog? An instructor in there? Jesus fucking Christ.
Training local militants.
Right. The monkey, what?
He finishes up his 9 months of being a training director, and then he has the option of like, okay, you can go back home now, or you can extend for 36 months and bring your family over here. He chooses to extend for 36 more months and bring his family over. Now, put yourself in his shoes. What do you do when you're bringing your family away from America over to Southeast Asia during the Vietnam War so you can train the locals? You gotta
get hyper aggressive towards the enemy, I believe.
Make it up to him somehow, right? I mean, what do you do? What do you do with the kid? You buy him a dog, you buy him a pony. Well, you're in Asia now, so you buy your kids a pet monkey and you name it Spunky. Spunky the monkey, because that's the one thing this story was missing, apparently. Okay, I don't even know what's happening anymore. This story started in 1914 in a cabin in the woods in Pennsylvania, and now we're in Southeast Asia buying monkeys. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Anyways, the family's living there for a while dad's doing whatever dad's doing.
Yeah.
Can't take no pictures lying down there, Sonny.
Eventually, one of his kids winds up getting really sick. They can't get him the level of care that they need, so they fly him back home to Texas, to Fort Sam Houston, one of the biggest medical systems in the U.S. military. He comes with, that's where he gets stationed, gets new orders, starts working there, while his kid gets treatment. Luckily, his daughter Sherry winds up recovering. He continues to work at Fort Sam Houston for the rest of his career when he retired in 1968 after 28 years in service.
Jesus Christ, look at the amount of medals in here. Holy.
After that, he goes on to become the coordinator of campus religious life at Texas A&M for 13 years before retiring from that job and retiring as a whole, and would eventually live happily ever after, passing away at the age of 89. And that is the story of Logan Weston, aka The Fighting Preacher. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch, maybe drink some Echelon. Links for that's over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang, out.
Jesus Christ. The story.
This might be the craziest story I've ever done. It just keeps going and going and going. Like, the dude did so much stuff.
Yeah, you just what? At some point I was just asking, what the fuck is going on in here? What do you mean by he bought a monkey and called him Spunky at the end? It is just, he was doing side quest at this point, I swear to God. It just, what? Ah. It just, hello. His daughter is still alive and actively post about him on Facebook. Damn. Jack Meme channel, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I need to process all of that. Jesus fucking Christ. And not only do I need to process that, I need also to go to the personal throne again. Because I apparently drank too much caffeine. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. And I will also refill my water supply. Yeah, crazy story. I went back to it twice. Yeah, you know what? I guess I will rewatch this video at least 5 more times in the upcoming week, just to grasp all of that completely. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. I need more. I need to have a Mexican standoff and then to refill my water supply. I'll be back in a minute. Jesus. Okay, I am back. I got more water. Chicken channel. Yeah, crisis. Okay. And for races, he probably missed it. Them shots are from Instagram, but I had to download them to send them in the meme trend. Okay, let me see what is in the meme station. Okay, where is the meme station? Oh, here we go. What the hell? Hello? What? Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, that was funny. Okay, you do need to have some insane music for a good fight, you know? Just saying.
Counter spell! Ass of holding!
I'm sorry, ass of what? Bend over, I need to grab something. Hey, what are you doing? It's in there somewhere. Oh! Yeah, there it is. Thanks. I'm gonna go take a shower.
Oh my god, my jaw is in pain. Yeah, you know what? I think I filled this thermos with water for nothing. I should have put beer in there. What the fuck? You didn't think Astrof Holding was literal? You didn't think Astrof Holding was literal, huh? I did not expect that to happen. You know, after the phrase, I cast tungsten balls, I expected like, well, since you gave me tungsten balls, I'll give you an Astrof Holding. I'm gonna fuck you so deeply you will be filled. Filled. You know? Jesus. You know, I should have bought wine in that bottle. Yeah. Holy fuck. And we have only... and we have enough time only for one more video. Unexpected to have someone reaching in the episode, yeah. Alright, we have enough time for only one video left, because tomorrow I have a journey to go into. We are going to a water park. So we will do one quick one and be done with it. American Wizard Side Quest by Madman Fenrir. Cursed Magic Potion. Ooh, we are about to have a good time. And hopefully they're as cursed as the ones in Hogwarts. Alright? Thank you. We will continue the rest of the videos tomorrow. Just so you know. Okay, what is that? By the way, nice graphics.
Smells terrible in here. Oh, this place seems nice. Are we even certain magic potions are the right way to go here?
Have fun there.
Are they even
Thank you.
trustworthy?
Welcome, friends, to Sonny's Rip-Off Emporium. If you grew a third leg, no, you didn't.
Oh, I
What?
have nothing nice to say here. I'm waiting in the truck.
Doc.
Normie, this one's all yours. Yeah, okay. Hi, sir. I'm in need of a potion for my friend.
Stop! You're looking for a potion. I got something for you. This right here is a finger potion. It'll make some of your fingers grow longer.
Why the hell do I need that? But that aside, Fenrir's production quality just blew up. Look at this 3D environment. Damn, he mastered Blender. It looks so good.
I don't know which.
No, sir, that's not what we need.
Well now, tough customer I see, don't you worry. Right here I got a hair potion.
By the way, the man knows how to make shit well. And by the way, look at that.
Well now, tough customer I see, don't you worry. Right here I...
Like, damn it. Okay, this may be Amy, but the fact that he managed to like do the like passing an item with the editing, it is so well done. Maybe it's not Amy, by the way. Maybe it's his other hand. That might be what? Maybe it's Amy just like you know, Amy behind the table, under the table. Oh, Amy, yeah. Or maybe it's Amy. Maybe it's a fan like from the other take. Like if it's really Fenrir from the other take, like pulling out the potion and then this Fenrir is taking the potion, the way they managed to like edit it like as if like everything is natural, it's super impressive. Impressive if it's the latter. Yeah, it's super awesome.
I got a hair potion. This will make hair grow on your body.
Why?
But where does it grow the hair?
Somewhere.
Oh.
No.
Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. How about I interest you in a fire potion?
Oh, so it gives you fire resistance?
No, it sets you on fire. Why would anyone want to be on fire?
Why?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, look, Norby, we know you, but even for you, it will be a bit too much. Lol, hair grows on your tongue or teeth. Have you ever tasted your own hair? Just a question. It's disgusting. Even if by accident, it's disgusting.
I'll take 2. I know what you need.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I'll take 2.
Of course you would, Normie. Fucking hell.
I know what you need. How about an Orlin splash potion?
Orlin? You actually use that crap? Wait, what's Orlin?
Orlin?
It's a rock that teleports in and out of space.
Oh shit,
what?
So that's a teleportation potion? Oh, make us know. Don't use this on yourself. You use it to get rid of garbage.
Huh? Normie's sarcasm translation. Imagine how the people you set on fire feel. Yeah. And yeah, I have before almost puked. Jesus.
Orlin is a uncontrollable, unpredictable teleporting stone. There's no way to actually tell it when or when not to teleport. It's useless, and it only teleports a few meters anyway.
I beg to differ. I have a 1 in 3 chance that this will hit my garbage and end up in my neighbor's house.
Alright.
Hair in my eyes! My toe just grew longer!
Okay,
Jesus. Long hair till the crack of my ass, remember? Alright, right.
I can see the uses there.
You look like a wizard. Perhaps you would be in need of a focus potion to help you
what?
study. I use it all the time.
Oh, so it's magic out.
What?
Oh, that feels good. Oh, no, magic speed. Okay. One time off.
Oh god, don't tell me. Is that magic Adderall or something? Fun fact, that isn't so fun. I found hairs on my jiggleberries somehow. The vegan chick. Oh! Hair that is like head hair, not the like area hair. Am I getting that right? Jesus Christ, you know what? Let's keep that aside. We're not talking about it.
If only I can provide you a heartburn spell.
And what now?
Does it cure or cause
Jesus.
heartburn?
Maybe.
Oh, come on,
we
Norby.
need a healing potion.
Head hair somehow got there. Jesus.
Oh, you.
Sir, we need a healing potion.
Oh, you wanted healing potions. Very sorry, friends. I'm fresh out of these remedies as of late.
Oh,
on
come
account
on.
of the uprising stabbings here in Fark.
Jesus.
However, what I do have is a one-time offer of a bottle of Dragon's Blood Elixir.
Hey, what now?
Dragon's Blood Elixir? That's actually real?
Yes, friends. Dragon's Blood Elixir. It'll cure all ailments and heal you to tip-top shape instantly. And I can offer it to you today for the low price of 10,000 gold.
Oh, fuck no.
10,000 gold?
How much?
Sorry, friends. It's the only successful bottle I've brewed in 2 years. So, 10,000 coin.
Okay, look, it's fine. Just pay the man and we'll be on our way.
No, I only have like 3K left in the pouch. How?
Huh.
Hey, Canada! What up? Have you paid for a single thing since we started this journey? Oh, I haven't paid for a thing since you became our personal sugar daddy. You got any money? Oh, yeah, I've been looting every bandit I've killed. I'm loaded. Oh, shit.
Nice. I think I wanna show you one more shot if you can wait. Oh, yeah, sure, but in a minute.
There you
go. And music by Amy. Damn, the music is nice, by the way. Jesus, and by the way, is there anything in the end? Nothing in the end. Thanks for the Patreons. Okay. that was neat. Canada saved everybody ass. in a good way, for once. Canada is that one group in this session where they just hoard copious amounts of gold in the items and then says, oh yeah, I am loaded. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, Rainbow, send the short. Where is it? Where is the last short for today? And after that I will go to sleep, because we already hit the 3-hour mark right now. Jesus Christ. Need to find it. Oh, god damn it. Okay, what can we look into in the meantime? Jesus. Well, that's a big one. Now if I could go to bed, yeah. But wait a minute. Man, give me a second. Jesus. Oh, that's a nice footage.
Try to squeeze it. Whoa! Big contact between the two and hard into the retaining wall.
Wait, is that can block? No, it isn't. Nice. Oh wait, that's. Oh. Okay, I did not see the kink or in any way, but whatever. Okay. That will be it for today. I need to go to bed right now. At least I got some footage for the next like 2-3 days. Don't get how that one be kink only. Yeah, I have no idea either, but maybe the last few were can block alone, but there was nothing like super exceptional for one like short video of can block, whatever. Anyhow, it's time for me to go to bed right now. And time to say goodbye. That means the fucking goodbye speech. Good night, Cowboy, and cheers to Water Park. Thank you. By the way, we are going to the Mitzpah, that you mean. We are going to the Mitzpah. I haven't been in that beach for like 10 years. Yeah, good time remembering. Anywho, as usual, thanks to everyone. Fuck yeah, yes. As usual, thanks to everyone who has been around here. Rainbow, Darkseid, what was his name? The blue one. Jesus, where's that guy? Snapper, Rainbow, Darkseid, Snapper. Amit, yeah, on YouTube. Thanks to everyone who has been around. I will see you tomorrow when we will continue watching videos, because we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more videos to watch. And we simply did not have enough time today. So I'll see you tomorrow. Now back off the bed. Yeah, I know. And remember, Steam. Sleep tight, especially at midnight. Something that I'm about to do right fucking now. Bye bye! Now, where's that off button? I need to go to bed right now.